But yeah, let's go. So we found out who the mastermind is. So we're gonna finish this case today. Maybe. Knock on wood. I don't know if you guys could hear that. I was knocking on wood. The guard kept questioning me, day in and day out. It got so I couldn't face what I knew the next day would bring. I was a nervous wreck. We did. We've been edging him and now we're gonna finish him off. Let's go! And then we can play off and be off. Who could blame me for wanting to get out of there? If it makes you feel good, we have 12 hours to finish it. LMAO. True. I think we'll beat it in 12 hours. Just got back. What happened? We finished playing Grand Blue, and we just switched to Miles Edgeworth. And I was thinking of playing Cult of the Lamb later. Probably not right after Miles Edgeworth. Probably sometime in the evening, though. But I imagine it wasn't as easy as simply running away. Winter would have sent his men after you. No matter where I went, they were on me. They never stopped coming. 24 hours a day. 365 days a year. Don't people die if they go that long? I don't know, that sounds unhealthy. I couldn't sleep at night. Even the smallest noise had me chasing shadows. It drove me crazy. I kind of feel bad hearing that. But then again, you've also caused some shit, Saint. Two wrongs don't make a right. So I joined the circus. At least that way. Moving from place to place was part of the job. My whole life, I've been up against the chief prosecutor and the warden of the prison. No regular person could hope to stand up to people like that. From the time I was a child, I had nobody. But they weren't even the worst of it. The body double was behind it all, controlling everything. May have been a fake. He was the president of an entire country. What hope did I have? There was only one person I could turn to. Connie's, the man who saved my life. He wasn't like Bronco. He really did want to help me. What? That's quite a claim. Strange to think of our famously ruthless assassin winning the admiration of a child he saved. He showed me how to stop being a victim, to stop being hunted. And become a hunter myself. I knew he was gonna say that. And they all became my prey. They are the prey and I am the hunter. Dun, 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 dun. But I doubt even you imagine that the body double would ever go so far as to co-opt our country's police. No. I sure didn't. As long as Winter was around, no evidence was ever gonna stand. Oh, by the way, chat, if at all during stream today, if you experience like any lag, can you please let me know? Because today seems to have been a very laggy day for me. Even nearly managed to ruin things this morning. The guard almost got away with it again. But I know him now like the back of my hand. I could see exactly how it was gonna all go down. So, he saw right through their plan. A Chairman Winner would try to suppress the evidence and warden the guard's trial. I see, and that's why you kidnapped Sean, correct? You wanted to force a guilty verdict, regardless of the presence of evidence or the rule of law.
Objection.
Maybe I did. How else was I gonna make them pay for what happened 12 years ago? Whatever helps you sleep at night. But Winter pulled one last surprise, didn't he? He tried to kidnap Sean himself in the hope of influencing the verdict. In other words, you chose this exact same course of action as the man you so fervently claim to hate.
Objection.
That's only if I'd actually kidnapped anyone at all. Don't start playing the, on a technicality, I didn't commit any crimes, officer card with me, buddy. But I never do anything so wicked. Never ever. Me? Commit a crime? No. And besides, I don't hate the three of them. If anything, I'm grateful. If they hadn't done what they did, my revenge wouldn't have been nearly as fun. Damn. So, you admit it. Your motive in all this was nothing more than revenge. Sure, I admit it. So what? I despised every single one of them. But here's the kicker. I didn't kill anybody. The most you can blame me for is writing the odd letter here and there. I mean, you could still be conspiring to murder. A quick note to Ringer to tell her about Winner. Another to him so he knew about her. The fact that they wanted to kill each other and one of them succeeded? That was all on them. I mean, honestly, he's kind of right. So, you take no responsibility for the fact that your actions resulted in multiple murderers. Proven intent is shockingly hard, yeah. Right, same thing at Gourd Lake. People are much easier to control than animals, you know. I'm glad you pinged the Discord for each game, because I'm a clown. Oh? Wait, why are you a clown? Why are you a clown, Twy? Did you not realize I was streaming? The whole fake assassination plot. I handed that to Bronco on a plate. That was part of his plan too? So, Rook's murder was... Oh, you wanted to join earlier and forgot? Were you just in time for maybe the end of Miles Edgeworth? Do you think we'll finish this today, Twy?
Objection.
No. That was all Bronco's idea. Nothing to do with me at all. Still, it moved things in the right direction, wouldn't you say? Isn't fate a crazy thing? You can't talk like that about a murder! Setting the guard up was easy too. I would say so, but it's not impossible that you don't finish. Okay. So if not, second to last. If we don't, that just means we get to edge a little longer. I just made it seem like Knight and Connie's were in contact with each other. And slipped the chisel inside the chest set. So it was you who put it in there. I am glad that me doing that, like, helps some people. Because I do, like, worry, especially during subathons, because I play so many games. I'm like, is me doing the ping every time I switch games a good thing or a bad thing? It helps me? Okay, good. I'm glad. I want to do whatever is most convenient for everyone. So if it helps people out, that makes me grateful. Yes, it was. I thought that might point everybody nicely in Connie's direction. It lets me know when the games I care most about are running. True. Worked out pretty well, even if I do say so myself. I wish I was the type of person where I could be like, yeah, we're sitting down and we're playing this one game all day. But I have ADHD. I can't sit still that long on one game. Who knew that would be all it took to make that awful woman murder poor Bronco? I guess she got to where she just saw enemies everywhere she looked. I know the feeling. Even the smallest things can send your paranoia into overdrive. And then, things get ugly quickly. I had a front row seat for the whole show. Frankly, if I really needed quiet for a day and the pings were too much, mute server for a day. That's true. And if people want to avoid the Twitch pings specifically, I think you can mute the role, or you kind of have to opt in for the Twitch role anyway. Who, me? You solved both cases and finally brought down Winter and Lagarde. I guess you could say your powers of deduction were the weapon that put an end to them both. So I guess it really is just for the people that really want to get pinged when I switch games, so I'm glad. I'm glad it helps. So I'm having a sip of my tea. I got a matcha with honeydew and a little bit of, I think, coconut. It's also for it's also for the fools who foolishly get distracted like a fool. Sure, you didn't know you were doing me a favor. You were just playing at being an attorney for a little while, right? What did you say? I've been putting throat lozenges like in between games, and now I'm like losing sense of taste, but this tea is like really strong, so I can taste it. So I'm glad I can taste it. I need to lay off on the throat lozenge, but you know, when I'm doing like a subathon, at least when I'm doing like something where I'm not talking, I'll try and throw in a throat lozenge so I don't like get it strained too much. It's good. We hear you Twitch, so we can all edge together. Good. And then we can beat off. Then we can little Buster. What did you say? All I had to do was cower and say no, 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 no a few times. And you rode to my rescue like the hero you are. Objection! This mastermind sucks! Lol. Hey there, Prester Chango. It is. I would say I did see it coming a little bit with the mastermind, but not that soon. It's still a surprising reveal. I like it. Was getting arrested part of your plan too? No, that wasn't something I expected, I have to admit. Never thought they'd take the chisel for the murder weapon. That was a real plot twist. Made my blood run cold for sure. Well, then who should come through with the turnabout to end all turnabouts? The greatest legal mind in his generation. My knight in shining armor. I bet it felt pretty good saving me like that, huh? You ought to thank me, you know. I didn't do that for many people. You're wrong. He wasn't playing at being an attorney. He was trying to help you. Because helping people is what Mr. Edgeworth does. He helped me right when I needed it most. Okay. Aw, did he? You're sure he wasn't just trying on his dear departed daddy's shoes for size? Oh my god. No, that's not what he was doing. The greatest legal mind of this generation? Huh? Phoenix Wright didn't do anything. That man. Come on, K-Meister. Don't let this clown get you down. He's projecting, plain and simple. Painting other folks with his own grubby brush. Not just that he doesn't trust other people. The poor kid doesn't even understand the concept. That's really tragic. Like, obviously I still think this guy needs to go to jail. But he really is kind of a victim of circumstances. He could have chosen to be a better person, though. Like I said, two wrongs don't make a right. But I can understand kind of how he wound up like this. His dad was a piece of shit. And, like, got kidnapped and all that. Had to run, be under maintenance, constantly being chased by people trying to get you. It's rough. Even if he was just trying out being an attorney, at least he's not trying to ruin people's lives. Yeah. Doing something for somebody else's sake? Forget about it. He'll never understand. You think I care what you have to say about me? Consider this for a second. I've gotten my revenge on everybody I set out to get it from. And yet... Oh, he is pulling that card. Your Honor, I didn't actually kill anybody. I mean, that's still... Get your revenge on me. I could, You can't prove I incited anything. Think about it. I never actually did anything. What's my crime exactly? Explain it to me. I mean, he is true. He is true. If you tell someone to kill someone in Minecraft and they do it, it's the fault of the person that killed someone in Minecraft. You think you can pin an incitement charge on me? Read my letters. I didn't mention murder anywhere. If I did, maybe you'd have a case. Maybe you could say I encouraged them. Your Honor, I'm just a guy. I'm just a silly little clown guy. It's my birthday. Come on. It's the same story as always, I'm afraid. You can't prove I did anything at all. That's not true. You kidnapped me. Sorry, but did I miss the part where you proved that? All I ever admitted to was sending letters. Letters which didn't threaten, coerce, or encourage anybody to do anything. I just passed on what you might call pertinent information. He's a slippery one, I'll give him that. There's gotta be something we can do. What about this excitement stuff he's talking about? Incitement, okay. It's meant to encourage or direct another person to commit a crime. I mean, it's a major sticking point. It'd be very hard to prove intent. A jury might be convinced, but I think a good defense attorney would be able to get him off. True. And if it was Phoenix, right? Oh boy. In the eyes of the law, it's seen as equivalent to committing the crime itself. So then we just need to prove that he told them to do it. You say that like it's gonna be easy. Guess maybe you're not so big on due process after all. You think you can make me carry the can for murders I had nothing to do with? Think again. Get him off, oh my. I don't even have to talk to you if I don't want to. In fact, why am I still talking to you? Yeah, you do have a right to silence. I can think of one reason. The 10 are surrounded. There's nowhere left to run. Really? You don't think I planned my escape too? This guy is definitely Danganronpa mastermind vibes, metaphorically speaking. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. He's kind of giving me like a combo between actually... Speaking of Danganronpa, he reminds me of, oh god, who was I saying it last time? Leon Kawada and someone else who has reminded me of someone else. I can't remember who now. Oh right, the guy that claws at his face in an earlier Phoenix Wright game. It was him and Leon Kawada combined. What if, just to pluck an idea out of nowhere, I have to ask my mother when we get to this game in like 3 years or so. Yeah, not a Danganronpa character. Yeah, On Guard. Lagarde, I think. Yeah, On Guard. Yeah, he's like a combo between On Guard and Leon Kawada to me. I trained all of these vicious wild beasts to attack on command, for example. All I'd have to do is say the word, then sidle off stage in the chaos. Yeah, Mad on Guard, yeah. He's kind of like a combo of him and Leon to me. What? You wouldn't. I'm just spitballing. You'd pay to see that, wouldn't you? Isn't that a threat? Couldn't we, like, put that down as, yes, he was threatening to kill us with his animals? Yeah, exactly, Monzai. If you trained them all to attack on command, then you'd be put in jail. That's clear intent to kill. You can't be passing that argument that you weren't having any intent to kill if you're gonna turn around and say that, Saint. I could just as easily take Sean hostage with the gun I may or may not have in my pocket. And how are you gonna pass off that you didn't threaten anything after saying that, Saint? Now you're implying you have a concealed weapon? Bro, did you think? Yeah, you know what? That would make for a killer show. He will do no such thing. In Japan, by the way, yeah, we're just... Guns themselves are illegal. It's hard to know what lengths he might actually be prepared to go to. Wait, actually, no. This is well, silly Monzai, man. It's not Japan. It's San Francisco. Like, yeah, Japanifornia, but no, this is Japan. You gotta eat your burger, Monzai. It's hard to know what lengths he might actually be prepared to go to. But knowing what we know about him already, we have to be prepared for the worst. Eat your burgers, Apollo. Fine, I'll humor you. But once the curtain goes up on this little performance, it better be a lively one. Bore me, and we're done here, alright? Let's see if you can keep me entertained, shall we? Ugh, he's not gonna give me an inch. But there must be something we can do. We can't let his crimes go unpunished.
Hold it!
You encouraged others to commit murder, and those murders were duly committed. And if I can prove it, you will be punished just as if you had done the deed yourself. Done the deed? He's not gonna give me an inch? Oh my. Yeah, what was the word for it again? I forgot already. Incitement, okay. Chairman Winner, Warden Lagarde, and Bronco Knight. All were criminals in their own right, and all committed unforgivable acts. But all were induced to commit those acts because by somebody behind the scenes. This man right here. Oh. You really don't hold back, do you, Miles? But it doesn't change anything. I can't pin an incitement charge on you, considering that you just said that you were gonna sick your animals on me. No, at all. What? You didn't look? I can give you a minute if you like. Also, hold on. Give me 1 sec. I'm getting, like, some pain kind of along my back and my sides, so let me grab my body pillow. Ugh. Maggie was saying earlier that she's got old people pain. She passed it on to me. I mean, as cruel as things Simeon did are, I still feel like Winter was more evil. Yeah, I agree. Like Saint said, he didn't actually, like, murder people, but Winner murdered a lot of people. And he also was, like, a terrible father. Really, I'd say he's really abusive to Eustace. And just in general, I'd say, like, Saint is the mastermind, but I'd say that Excelsius is the villain. Because if it weren't for Excelsius as well, like, the things that he did at, like, the orphanage and all that, like, I don't think Saint would have ended up as bad as he is. Yeah, Saint is the main villain, but Winner is the more evil one. Kind of like Shelly and Ungard. True. True. What? You didn't look? I can give you a minute if you like. He's clearly confident that I won't find anything. With the killer being the main villain, the last testimony. He must have planned those letters down to the last word. Look, I don't want to teach you how to do your job. I think Saint's motivations is more understandable, even though he's also a piece of shit. I can't sympathize with Excelsius at all, I think, yeah. Like, I can kind of, you know, I can kind of sympathize a bit with Saint. Like, again, whenever I say this, I want to keep pointing out, two wrongs don't make a right. But, like, Excelsius, maybe it's because I don't know his backstory, but I feel like Excelsius was kind of a person that chose to do evil. While Saint kind of was in a situation where it kind of was like he felt there was, like, nowhere to go. And the only person he had was Connie's. But Excelsius had, like, a perfectly fine life if he didn't, like, give up on, like, causing shit. Like, he had, like, a family, he had a great job and all that. People looked up to him and stuff, and he still chose to do those things. I'd argue the same with Bridge. Revenge versus pure greed. Yeah. I don't know. I never really saw DeKellar as a villain, weirdly. Maybe it's for his personality, but the fact that he's so professional and detached. Like, it's just work. Plus, he ends up being on the good guy's side at the end. But do two rights make a left, though, Elio? That's a good question. Like, Saint was a kid when he started this road. We don't know when Excelsius decided to be a piece of shit, or if he's been like that his whole life, so, yeah. But even then, Excelsius totally could have, like, decided to turn a new leaf. Like I said, he's got, like, a really good family, a really good job, people looking up to him, and all of that, and he's still continuing to do this. Saint also, you could say the same thing for Saint, though, because, like, a circus isn't that good of a job, but he still has people like Barry that cares about him, I assume. And, like, Bronco did, I think Bronco truly did care about him and wasn't aware that Saint hated him. But I feel like his situation is a bit more where he feels like he has to do this because of Excelsius and Lagarde and everyone, like, sending people after him. That, like, he has to get rid of them. I don't know. For Bridge, Morgan is arguably the more evil one. Okay, no, maybe not. Yeah, Saint did not have to go this far. I'm definitely not excusing him, yeah. I just think in the situation, I can sympathize a bit. Like, it's not excusing when you sympathize with people. I feel like a lot of people, when they hear sympathize, they think that you're excusing them, but it's like, I understand how you wound up like that, but I can't forgive what you did. It's like that one speech in Persona 5 where, a certain character says, like, if they had met at a certain point, like, he wouldn't have done all of those things if he had, like, a friend or whatever. And that's kind of like the stuff I think, like, if Saint could have had someone that cared about him and like truly and like helped him, maybe things could have changed. But I don't think it would have changed with Excelsius, so I can kind of sympathize a bit more with Saint. Plus, technically, Excelsius technically is also responsible for Gregory's death, albeit indirectly, which affected so many other people, yeah. Like we were saying during Case 3, that caused, like, so much shit with the original trilogy, too. Misty might still be alive if it weren't for Excelsius throwing Manfred under the bus, yeah. Real shit. It's fine as long as you don't say empathize. Yeah, empathize and sympathy and empathize are very different. I can empathize but still not excuse him. That's true too. As long as you don't excuse it. Like, if you empathize, but, like, don't excuse. But if you can't prove I encourage them to commit those murders, cause empathy is just understanding and sharing the feelings of another. That's like me, like if I say I empathize with Maria, and then Maria went on to like stab someone, I empathize with Maria because I understand like everything like with her mom and stuff, but if she went and stabbed someone, I don't empathize with that. Yeah, Misty's death really caused a huge chain reaction of events in the Fae clan. Like, yeah. Like, Mia would have still been around and everything. Maria can and should stab Erica Furudo. True. I will empathize with that stabbing. That's a stabbing I can empathize and get behind and excuse. Erica Furudo had it coming to her. If you can't prove I encourage them to commit those murders, your incitement charge goes up in smoke. Too bad, so sad, huh, Miles? I mean, he's still gleefully laughing at how many people he's hurt. On some level, this goes beyond just revenge. There's a bit of sadism behind this, yeah. I think also, he probably did wind up that way because of Connie's. Like, Connie's was essentially his parent figure, and he was like a mass murderer. So that probably really affected his personality.
Hold it.
Like, you may not be like a serial murderer or anything, but if you get raised by someone that's that and you find them as, what's the word? It's not ambitious. I know for a fact that you made those murders happen. Yeah, there's something I need to tell you. Truth is, I was the one who made Big Bad Chairman Winner kill Little Miss Rosie Ringer. What? Like, Miles did nothing to him. Kay did nothing. Yeah, they were completely innocent people. And on that end, like, Miles's dad died from Excelsius and shit. Or not, well, not saying Excelsius and shit, that's like, not the right choice of words, but like, yeah, Rook did nothing. Rook doesn't even know. I think that's like the sad thing about it, is Rook never knew, like, how much Saint hated him. Like, he said that I think he said something along the lines of he's hated him for like over 18 years or whatever. And like when you met them, like Rook was like, yeah, this is my best friend, Saint. And he had no idea. And he died without knowing. I didn't even think about that. If anything, Simeon should empathize with Miles. Yeah, another victim of Excelsius. So I think the fact that he did that to Edgeworth and Kay, like they're both victims of Excelsius. So it's a bit ironic. What? A a lot of parallels again with this game. This game has so many parallels. Cause he's like a person who lost their dad as a result of someone and went down a dark path, compared to Edgeworth, who went down a lighter, more kinder path. You told me yourself.
Objection.
Did I? And you can prove it? If you can't, dissent's here. I mean, Knight just had a massive inferiority complex, yeah. So massive, he killed someone over it. Just ask yourself, could this sweet, innocent boy have done the things you're saying? No. I hate to admit it, but he's right. Without proof, we have nowhere to go with this. We could only prove what he said on that phone call. Oh wait, didn't... Where was it? This. I can't look at it, but maybe. I think that might have it, yeah, because it intercepted the bug. Which would have been... Ooh, excuse me. Which would have been, Simeon.
Hold it.
The same story as always. What do you mean by that? Why does that matter? That's not important here. You know what is important, though? That you can prove nothing. Nothing! Until we have some way of showing that he's guilty, we're just gonna continue floundering. Either I thrust items of evidence in front of him and hope for the best, or I go over it all one more time. Whatever method I choose, proof is the only way we're going to get anywhere here. But if there's so many parallels, when do they become perpendicular? Muscle man voice. You know what's important though? My mom! He confessed to me over the telephone. He told me he was the one who made Chairman Winner kill Rosie Ringer. I just need to find a piece of evidence. Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, thanks for spelling it out for me.
Objection.
I'm afraid you're wrong. I have proof that you meant for at least one murder to happen. Because you said so yourself. Yeah, there's something I need to tell you. Truth is, I was the one who made Big Bad Chairman Winner kill Little Miss Rosie Ringer. What? I said that? Weird. I don't remember. I know you think you can worm your way out of everything. But this time, you're wrong. I am? Yes, because our conversation was being recorded. By somebody intercepting the signal from the very listening device you planted. It was? You got your conversation with the clown here on tape? That's what you're trying to tell us? No. It was. Long Z says, a schemer's schemes will swallow him in the end. And I would like to clarify, it was not Lotta Hart. It was the other one. Don't worry, she still does nothing useful. Yeah, we didn't need Lotta Hart around. Tabby Lloyd, she could stay around a little bit. Miss Lloyd, could you play us the tape, please? You bet I can. Got it. It was this part right here. Mr. Edgeworth, that's Judge Gavel's cell phone. Who is this? You're the one who abducted Kay. I can't hear Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. It's right around here. It's a good thing Kay didn't hear and Miles just put it on speakerphone, so this could get recorded. Imagine if if Kay never said that and it never got recorded. Ooh. I was as surprised as... Huh? That's weird. Is something wrong, Miss Lloyd? I'll say. Seems we maybe, didn't quite catch the next part on tape. What? Why? How could it not be on there? Ah, poor babies. You think I'd leave myself wide open like that? Well, think again. There's something a little special about that bug, you see. It can be turned off and on remotely. What? I never knew they make those. Remote control bugs? Sure, they exist, but... So, you switched it off to avoid being recorded. Bingo!
Objection!
But how? You would have had to know you were being recorded in the first place. He does not trust in anyone, Edgeworth. Anyone. He has to take, like, all the steps, even if he doesn't even have any idea of something happening.
Objection!
And I did. Of course I did. It was so obvious that someone was eavesdropping. And that's because... Miss Lloyd, was it? You knew about the kid prosecutor's kidnapping without any prompting. No. I mean, I switched it off to avoid being recorded as basically proof it was him. That's true. You heard the whole conversation. But I don't know how much that would line up in court to get him convicted still. Because it kind of becomes a case of he said, she said. I did indeed, old pal. I must say, I thought you would have figured it all out much sooner. Aren't you supposed to be a genius prosecutor? No, where were we again? Oh yeah, at the part where if you couldn't prove incitement, it was game over. Oh well. Oh shucks. So my tape ain't gonna be of no use to nobody after all? Come on, I must have recorded something you can use. If only that were true. Hey, K-Meister. Yeah? The old buggeroo. It was sitting in your pin that whole time, right? That shake anything loose from that old brain tree? I mean, the constant evil laughing and cackling and literally everything he said here with all the witnesses. Yeah, if he didn't say the thing about, I have trained these animals to kill you on sight, or I may be hiding a gun on me, maybe he could have got away with it? I hope someone's been recording this. I don't know, give me a sec to think. You're the only one who's been directly in contact with him before.
Objection!
So sad. Relying on flawed evidence. Desperately trying to make it stick. Well, that's quite enough of that for now. Next topic, please. Huh? He's trying to steer us away from our current line of inquiry. You're the only one who's been directly in contact with him before. Kay had a one-to-one encounter with him only recently. Another good point. He's talking about how cautious he is, but he's literally near a woman covered in tape recorders. Yeah, and you'd think that, like, the paparazzi and reporters would just be recording everything. What if the sound from that point in time had been recorded? Miss Lloyd, how long were you recording the intercepts from the bug for? Started about, let's see now, 2 nights back? In which case, during which time frame would we be likely to find Mr. Saint's voice on that tape? 2 nights ago, last night, this morning? 2 nights ago? Mr. Saint abducted Kay and took her up to the roof of the big building 2 nights ago. What if there was a recording from around that time? Miss Lord, quickly. Play us any tape you have from the night before last. Huh? Oh, sure thing. But yeah, there's still like a thing that wasn't like I don't think they've explained some of the inconsistencies from that. There was like a sound, I think. And that was why Kay mistook like what happened on the lake as being at the big building, right? Or am I misremembering it? That's the sound of the balloon. Indeed it is. Around that time, I imagine Mr. Saint would have been transporting you in it. Which means he can't have been too far away from you, or the bug. Is there anything else on the recording, I wonder? Yeah! Okay. I wasn't misremembering. Wait, that noise! There was a gunshot. Zzz, bzzz. Huh. You turned the bug off them too, it seems. Unluckily for you, you were a little late in doing so. There's no escaping it now. That gunshot ties you directly to the case. Huh? What are you talking about? Nobody ever even mentioned a gun. He's wrong. Somebody involved with this case discharged a firearm. I just need to remember who it was. Present the piece of evidence that proves it. Which piece of evidence shows that a gun was used in an incident related to this case? So, like, the one from 2 nights ago? Or... was it... right! That! The residue.
Take that!
It's written right here in the President's autopsy report. Traces of gunshot residue were detected on his hand. Ugh. And where was Kay when the gunshot was recorded? That's right. She was in the balloon, being taken by you to the top of the big building. However, the roof wasn't as deserted as you needed it to be. Yes, I was there with the President. Wait, not long after we started talking, he noticed something and told me to leave. And if a gunshot rang out shortly after that... Don't tell me you didn't hear it yourself, Mr. Saint. Not when it sounds crystal clear in this recording. Is there anything on the recording, I wonder? Man, I, Simeon Saint, am so glad I have incited these 3 murders. And now I'm committing a new crime. I'm especially glad that I'm committing this crime on April 5th at approximately 11 p.m. Could you imagine? He would just be like screaming as they take him away. Why did I say that? You're just going to pretend to ignore me. What else do you expect me to do when you keep spouting your weird theories? We didn't just hear a gunshot on that tape. Bing! Ka-ching! Yeah, there was something falling too. If you listen carefully, you can hear that the bullet hit something too. The balloon, we can check the balloon. Could the President have been aiming at Mr. Saint? What would the bullet have struck? The balloon. Can I look at this? Oh no, it's just an image. Yeah, it would have hit the balloon.
Take that!
I think the president was firing at the balloon. And if he was, what we heard on that tape could have been the bullet hitting the basket. Let's take a look and see, shall we? Oh ho 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 ho. Oh, I see it. There's a gas tank here. It's fixed to the side of the basket. Doesn't look like it's been hit by any bullets. Which is lucky. That would not have ended well for anybody nearby. Alright, let's look elsewhere, shall we? The rope, of course! There's a super long rope curled up in the bottom of the basket here. Are you sure that's not a ladder? Or perhaps a step ladder? Look it over. Are there signs of it having been struck by a bullet? On it! Hey, Mr. Blacksuit! Take the other end, will you? Yes, ma'am. Nothing here. Or here. Nope. Looks clean. Nothing here either, huh? Guess this isn't what it hit. Then let's move on and find out what it did. Let's look over the sides of the basket just in case. Alright, I'll start from over here. Hey, what are you doing just standing there? Help them too, will you? Yes, Shifu. Huh, nothing. How about over there? This side's clean. Not even a speck of dirt. But I'm right about this. I know I am. Need to think about the sound it made when it hit. Sounded like something harder than the wicker part of the basket. Like metal, in fact. Yeah, the bottom. Whoops. No, you have to believe me. I didn't incite them. I was under orders. By whom? A loud mooing sound is heard as Torosaurus emerges from behind the scenes. A hole. With a bullet stuck in it! There's a bullet hole in the bottom of the basket. I'd call that pretty conclusive proof. No. Well, Mr. Saint, how do you explain not just the sound of the tape, but the accompanying bullet hole? You see everything, don't you? It's pretty impressive, I have to admit. Pew, 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 pew. Hey there, Thunder Dude. Pew, pew. Pew, pew. I doubt there's anything I could hide from you if you really wanted to find it. Shut up and confess, will you? Alright, alright. No need to get cranky. You've caused the murder of a shit fuck ton of people. I should be very angry. But it really happened 2 nights ago. I'll admit, I flew the balloon up to the roof, but when I arrived, Judge Gavel and the president were already there. That came as a surprise, I have to say. Only the president noticed me. He made the good judge leave right away. You see everything, don't you? I suppose so, yes. But Miles, can you see why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Then he pointed his gun at me and fired. But why was he trying to shoot down the balloon? Oh, that's simple enough. When I arrived, he was just about to murder your friend the judge here. Me? Notice me, Senpai. I see you. I see you, Thunder. I wish I had that, like, VTuber lean that a lot of VTubers have, where they can just, like, get up really close. I can kind of simulate it, but it doesn't have the same vibe. I'm just coming up with bad Ace Attorney sketch after bad Ace Attorney sketch. What do you mean bad? I think you mean good. Me? Yeah, you. You told him about Sean. What did you think would happen? Why'd you think he met with you in the first place? You thought you were gonna expose him as an imposter. Because she knew the truth about Sean's parentage, he was afraid. Afraid? Yeah, you could say that. The man was a total coward. His hands were shaking so much when he tried to get rid of me, he couldn't even shoot straight. So you see, I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I was an innocent bystander. I don't know about that one, Chief.
Hold it!
Around what time would that have been? Just after 11, I think. That's when you and your pal went up to the roof, right, Your Honor? Where's the thing? Oh, that doesn't say what I wanted it to say. Okay, I'm not onto something. Yes, it was. No contradictions there. But the fact that we've confirmed the time is important nonetheless. Because I arrived when I did.
Hold it!
So, you didn't expect to find the two of them there? Of course not. Why would I? It's lucky I got there when I did. We all know what would have happened if I'd been any later. He was just about to try and kill you, Gavel. He really didn't suspect a thing? Oh, Rhea! Thank you so much for the raid! Rhea raid! Comfy Mooncat raid! Thank you so much! What were you doing today, Rhea? Hello, everyone coming in. Let me just take a sip of my tea real quick. It's a raid! Yeah, hello, everyone. My name's Ellie Lappy. I'm a bunny from outer space. I like playing JRPGs, RPG Maker horror games, and visual novels. Today, we're actually right at the very end of Miles Edgeworth Investigations 2. So if any of you needs to run to avoid spoilers, leave right now before you get spoiled on who the mastermind is. Comfy Mooncat raid! Thank you! Cat Benoy. Thank you. Yeah, what were you doing today, Rhea? Hope you had a good stream. Hi, quick question for this bunny from outer space. May I know why is the profile picture shrimp? Okay, so we are doing a subathon right now. So you'll see in this little corner right here, this thing right here. One of the rewards was chat gets to change my PFP, and a couple nights ago, I was playing Harvestella. Oh, you were playing Tears of the Kingdom. Ooh, what are you thinking of it? Yeah, so a couple nights ago, I was playing Harvestella, and I was trying to fill out my cooking compendium, and one of the meals that I needed to make required a rare oh my god, a roly-poly prawn. And so I went to go fishing to get a roly-poly prawn, and I just, for the life of me, could not get it. I got like a bunch of rare fish, but I couldn't get, like, it's like a normal, it's just like a normal old fish. I should have gotten it, like, really easily, but I couldn't get the roly-poly prawn. And so one of my friends had me change my icon on Twitch to the roly-poly prawn when I reached that. It was me. I planned everything. Also, for anyone that hasn't yet, one of our goals is that, again, chat can change my PFP, and I still haven't changed my PFP for YouTube. So, if anyone wants to change my PFP, feel free to send me an image and I will change my YouTube PFP to it. Just as long as you don't get me banned. You also hit on me with a Mega Man pickup line. I did do that. I also hit on Twy with an Edgeworth themed pickup line. It's super fun, very addicting. Ooh, I'm glad. It's got like kind of Banjo-Kazooie-y like crafting in Tears of the Kingdom, right? Like you can make your own vehicles. Yeah, both made by you. Yee. Yeah, you came up with both of the pickup lines. Pickup line master over here. But yeah, we are at the very end of this game, so again, if anyone wants to avoid spoilers for Miles Edgeworth Investigations 2, I completely understand if you gotta head on out. We are literally talking to the mastermind, so I feel like once I read this line and click, we're gonna see the mastermind, so... I'm afraid I did not. I had no idea. I'm good at improv. It's the only thing I'm confident in. Did you ever take like improv sports? I remember when I was in high school, I was actually on an improv team because I was in theater. Wait, so is it Monzai I should be infatuated with then? Maybe. If you like the pickup line, Monzai Man came up with it. And being annoying about Mega Man Battle Network. We're too similar, Monzai Man. I'm afraid I did not. I had no idea. Maybe you should have blabbed to him about the kid. Did you ever think of that? Actually do Zoom improv every Tuesday evening. Ooh, fun. Yeah, I miss doing improv sports. That stuff's super fun. I was going to college doing theater and I was still doing improv at that time. But I haven't been able to go back to college since pandemic. So I guess now streaming is my improv. Oh yeah, vehicles and weapon constructions and stuff is a great sandbox kind of thing. But yeah, you gotta cook dinner, but I'll be lurking. Ooh, enjoy your munchies, Rhea. And thank you so much again for the raid. I was merely trying to... What kind of mother are you? You're lucky it didn't kill you and then go after the boy. Not everyone is like you. I'm your opponent here, not Judge Gavel. Now leave her alone and tell us what we need to know. Don't worry, Your Honor. I'll take it from here. I am in your debt, Mr. Edgeworth. As is Sean. I trust that you will look after us both. And I pray that the Goddess of Justice will watch over us all. Your precious goddess didn't even warn you that there was a balloon right behind you.
Hold it.
He made her leave, but why? Wasn't he planning to kill her? Sure, but I'll bet he didn't want to do it in front of witnesses. Murderers don't tend to like that. Oh, you would know? So, you admit to being a murderer? I trust you will look after us both. Does she want me to be Sean's dad? His new dad? She still didn't know he wasn't the real president, right? His secret was safe for the time being. New ship? See, Edward's only into people that already have like a child to look after. He went for Phoenix Wright, who has Trucy. Now he's going after Gavel. He's gotta like raise his army of like stepchildren. Back the fuck off. And now that he knew about Sean, he could kill both of them whenever he wanted. You two got lucky when he died, huh? Why the frowns? I'd be smiling from ear to ear if I were you. They're not my children, they're my stepchildren. Yeah, my legally inherited children. I don't think anybody will be smiling until this matter has been cleared up once and for all. So please, continue, if you would. Calm down, Twy. It's okay. Edgeworth already has his destined love. Yeah, that man. The Steel Samurai, yeah. Your wish is my command. Where were we? Oh yeah, that coward of a fake president. Oh, if my wish is my command, then you'll admit that you're a murderer, right? I'm kidding, it's Old Bag. Old Bag wishes. I guess a witness suddenly appearing in the sky must have shaken him up pretty bad and he panicked.
Hold it.
You're lucky that the bullet only struck the bottom of the basket. Damn. Yeah, I tried to get out of there the second he pulled out that gun. Couldn't have my balloon going pop. Yeah, why did he aim for that and not the balloon to make it come crashing down? But it was a close run thing. So you left right then and there. Of course I did. He was shooting at me. You're saying there's a problem with that? Does that present a problem? There is a problem. Right? Hold on. I feel like the thing that, yeah, a lot of heart. Because a lot of heart did see the balloon. I think that's the problem. But she didn't see the president. In the end, you managed to leave Kay there up on that rooftop. Like, if the timeline is right. Which means you didn't actually leave the vicinity, did you? Oh yeah, guess I forgot to tell you the next part. After he shot me, he escaped through the hatch to the 51st floor. I hung around a little longer to make sure the coast was clear, then I landed on the roof. I mean, a crashing balloon might fall slow enough to survive. If Simeon did survive, it'd be hard to cover that up. Plus, a flaming balloon would draw far more attention to the area. True. Would you mind appending that statement to your testimony? Makes no difference to me. After he shot me, he escaped through the hatch to the 51st floor. Wrong.
Hold it.
Incorrect. The hatch that leads to the storeroom where the items from the underground auction were kept. That's where Lotta was at, you dummy. The auction? My memories are still a bit fuzzy, but the auction was 2 days ago, right? Indeed. The auction was being held on the 50th floor that day. And a bunch of people were going in and out of the storeroom while it was happening, yes? And they were. Which means that if the president really did escape that way, as Mr. Saint says, somebody must have seen him. There's no way he could have passed through there unnoticed. The problem is the time at which each event occurred. But should the times line up, we can think of a certain piece of evidence that could prove helpful to our case. So, his story is that he just happened to witness the events on the roof from the balloon. If Simeon hadn't come along when he did, Judge Gavel might have been in serious trouble. So, he's basically our savior, right? I don't think it's quite that simple. You can still commit crimes and still have possibly prevented someone else from dying. After all, he was there to commit a crime too. But in order to expose that crime, we'll need to go over his testimony in detail. Would you mind appending that to your testimony? Why do you keep saying that? We're not in court, Miles. Edgeworth taps his temple. Oh? The circus walls fall to reveal that they've actually been in court the whole time. There must be a hole in it somewhere. Yeah, like, what is what we're doing right now? Like, what's happening with this in reality? Because it makes sense in, like, Phoenix, right? Like, he probably has, like, a piece of paper that he goes through, and he, like, points at it, and he's like, right here, you lied. But this is just, we're just talking to this guy. A lot of hard statement. Perish, cope, seethe, mauled. You're lying to us again. I am. The president never entered the storeroom the night before last. Miss Hart testified to that fact. What? And you believe the word of a 2-bit hack over mine? I mean, you're not that much better. You're in the circus. I bet your gosh darn pardon? Say that about the chief again, I dare ya. I'll wipe that smile right off of your stupid clown face. Realistically, they're gonna have to go through all of this in court again. Yeah. Poor Miles. Because obviously, they totally would have Miles do it and not someone that's completely unrelated to the court. I mean, that's just silly. So we know Hart was camped out on the 51st floor that entire evening. But if our fake president didn't escape through there, how the heck did he get off the roof? An excellent question, and one that I hope to provide the answer to next. We know that he didn't leave via the elevator, so neither that nor the hatch are possibilities. Which leaves only one possible way of escaping that rooftop. How did the president leave the rooftop if it wasn't via the elevator or the hatch? Wait. Is it the balloon? He got on the balloon?
Take that!
He flew. He flew? Yes, in Mr. Saint's balloon.
Objection.
Whoa. Quit fooling around, will you? Why in the world would I give that guy a lift in my balloon? With my with K's badge! That's how you got away! There was a security camera on the elevator, and Miss Hart was on the 51st floor the whole time. There's no other way he could have left the rooftop. I mean, I know for a fact that in the real world, Edgy wouldn't be allowed near this case with the 10-foot pole. He's actively involved with the case and capture. But in the Ace Attorney world? Nah, get that guy on the case.
Objection.
He has everything to lose if he fails this, and a bunch to gain. You know what the circus is all about? Making the audience think you're in danger, giving them a thrill. But it's time to bring this act to an end. I'm not in danger here, even if you think I am. What do you mean? Watch and learn. Miss Hart, can I ask you something? You were keeping guard on the 51st floor the whole time, right? Never even blinking for a moment? You bet your big toe I was. I done said as much in my testimony. He's not a prosecutor, though. That's true. He's just some random guy on the street today.
Objection.
Huh, so that noise. Well, no, he's Kay's assistant today. That's right. Huh, so the noise, the sound of Miles' faithful assistant falling through the hatch. Actually, Miles is Kay's assistant? That didn't scare you so badly that you fainted? So, maybe I ought to have mentioned this before, but I fell asleep for a few winks after that. Well, passed out, unconscious, you might say. What? What happened? That explains the noise that caused you to faint as well, Miss Hart. Why are you allowed to testify at all? It's been like 5 games. That explains the noise that caused you to faint as well, Miss Hart. It was the sound of Kay crash landing onto the storeroom floor. Well, so what if I did? And a girl in the world don't get caught a little unaware sometimes. You are a reporter! You are a reporter that is following this case! I mean, in the Ace Attorney world, there are so many people working on cases they shouldn't. Like Phoenix on Mia's case, or Manfred on Miles, or Miles on Lana's. If you have a direct relationship with a major character in a case, you're not likely gonna be allowed to defend / prosecute. You shouldn't. Legally, you should not be in charge of someone that you know and have any connections to. But an Ace Attorney? Nah, they just let you do it. You could be like swap and spit with the guy that's like on the stand, and then you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna defend this guy. Just checking. Are you playing because you want to continue, or because you want to finish the game? Eh? Kind of both. Did you have to say it like that? Yes. Let's see those molars, bestie. Sorry, Miles, but that's what you get for putting your faith in these people. Bueno los dos. Like, don't force yourself to continue because you think you're close to the end, I mean. I don't think we've been playing that long. It doesn't matter. Kay can't have fallen down the hatch until after the president left the roof. Yeah, we've only been playing for like an hour. Are you sure about that? Allow me to offer a little counter theory. Now that you said that though, Twi, I do need to use the bathroom. So I will be right back. Let me just pause the timer while I'm gone. I should also refill my water while I'm gone. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. How's the clown execution going? We're not executing Elliot, but why not? I come back and that's the first thing I see? What the heck? Maybe I should've. Oh, Doomy Goose! Thank you so much for the raid! I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say just now because I got a raid from Doomy Goose. Thank you. I defended you. Yes, I am yelling at Leonix for this. Yeah, what were you playing? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome back, Elio. Thank you. But no thank you for you calling me a clown. Coward. Yeah, thank you so much. What were you playing, Doomy Goose? Hi, everyone coming in. My name is Elio Lappy. I am a bunny from outer space. I like playing JRPGs, RPG Maker horror games, and visual novels. Today, we are playing Miles Edgeworth Investigations 2. We are on the very last case of this game. So if you want to avoid spoilers for this game, please get out of here. You already probably just got spoiled just coming in here and seeing like people's sprites. So I completely understand if you gotta hop on out. Elio failed to realize I called him clown. What the fuck you saying fuck me for? Oh, Arc Raiders. Ooh, how was that? Did you have fun? Thank you so much. But yeah, I completely understand if anyone can't stick around for this. Avoid the spoilers. Last warning. I'm gonna read this. Are you sure about that? Allow me to offer a little counter theory. The coward fake president fired his gun at me. Then he hid in the shadows until after your friend fell down the hatch. Please get out of here. Elios, welcome to Raiders. I'm not saying it like that. I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying if they want to avoid spoilers. So what if he did? What'd that mean? Come now. Surely even you can see what I'm insinuating here. It's elementary, dear Watson. Also, thank you so much for the follow, KingSal03. Hope you enjoy it here. Welcome, welcome. It was nice meeting you. You got a cute, cool vibe. Glad Rhea rated you. Hope you have a good stream. Oh, thank you so much for sticking around for Rhea's That's really nice. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like it. Thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, wait, I read that. Okay, we're good. If the president hid until after Miss Hart fainted, he could have passed right through the 51st floor undetected. God, I love the little squirrels. I just want to look at their animation here. I really like the movement for the one in the top. Like right when it's in his left hand, and it's like jumping up to go into like a little ball. It's so cute. They got like such a fluffy tail. The movement. They're not cows, Twide. They're squirrels, dummy. You thought that was a cow? Sonic? They're not a hedgehog, dummy. They're a squirrel. God, this guy doesn't know his animals. No! And there we have it. Your little theory about the secret storeroom falls apart. Did he have to do that to me in my own voice? Did you just call me a cow? Oh no. I'm so sorry, my queen. I'm so sorry, my queen. I can't believe I just insulted my own queen. Moo, not moo. I'm so sorry. No. Oh, why is my sign fixed wrong? The sign's supposed to go in front of here. No. I need to fix that. Can someone remind me to fix this tonight? Aw, shit. That's right. Oh, and another thing. I'm gonna play for another hour, so I must absolutely make sure that I do not finish the game yet. We might have let Sean's identity slip to our pal the president while he was hiding in the shadows. I'll put it in my chat, thank you. That's why he went to the set to try and murder him the next day, only to wind up being killed himself. That's right, it was Sean who murdered the body double. Why is everyone blaming the child? What possible reason could the boy have for doing so?
Objection.
Oh, pretty good one. He already knew he was the president's son. He did not! He literally did not! He did not know until, like, yesterday. Or, like, not yesterday. Like, earlier today. Dummy? And how did he discover that exactly? Because I told him in one of my trademark letters. What? He's lying. Oh, you bet I am. Why are you admitting to lying? Why are you admitting to lying? That does not make you look good. Huh? Or am I? Maybe I did tell him. And maybe I didn't. Can someone shut this guy up? Well, Shawnee boy, which is it? Oh, he's got like some dirt on him. It was my fault the Torosaurus head fell off that roof. I admitted that much already. But I didn't find out about my dad until today, I swear. Huh. Well, well, well. I knew about the falling head thanks to the bug. Who knew it was you who made it fall? The president died from being crushed, was it? Alright, well, that's confirmed at least. You were the murderer. Congrats on getting your revenge. That ties everything up pretty neatly, wouldn't you say? Although I guess you'd say something more like... And so the pieces fall into place at last. Well, counter my unassailable logic if you can. He didn't even know that that was the guy that murdered his dad, though. It does not actually fall together like that. The murder of the so-called president. You know my MO by now, right? I'm a hands-off kind of guy. I just like to pull a few strings here and there. That was the case with Bronco, with Chairman Winter. So what makes you think I'd let that fake president set foot on my balloon? Besides, I thought it was crushed to death by that model monster head. And here's that old Torosaurus's noggin a-fallen, huh? It all makes perfect sense. That's how our imposter wound up dead, no doubt about it. And what was the motive behind that murder? The little truth I shared, just like I said. Get it? The truth. That thing you're so fond of? That's what caused the murder here, not me. No, that's not possible. Well, is there a detective in the house? Somebody arrest that boy. Can't help but noticing nobody rushing to slap on the handcuffs. What's the matter? Curse you. Just as I thought. Admit it, you're all the same. You, Winner, that idiot phony president. You want the real culprit to go free so you can railroad me into a jail cell, don't you? That's the justice you all claim to love so much. You only love it when you can twist it to suit your needs.
Overruled.
No, that's not true.
Objection.
Well, if you're not gonna make the move, guess I'll have to step outside and speak to an officer myself. Once I tell them the kid here's a murderer, maybe then they'll finally do something.
Objection.
We're not done with your testimony yet, Mr. Saint. Aww. That cat's legs should definitely be hanging. How did I know you'd make some excuse for stalling even longer? But you still don't have any proof, do you? Any chance of winning this? Tell me I'm wrong. And yet you still want to prolong the agony? Well, as long as you know what you're doing. Oh God. He's not holding back. What does this mean in the context of this game? Again, like with the whole the cross-examination. Is it really a testimony if you're not even in court, right? Like, how am I getting his credibility? Yeah, it's like your turn to die. He's losing his clout. They're gonna cancel him on TikTok. What? Did you forget that little Shawnee's life is on the line too? If you fail this, Edgeworth, I'm writing a Google Docie. Hey, Mazzarino. Take a deep breath for me, would ya? Why would I do that, Fender? Because it's times like these you need to kick back, take stock, and be grateful for what you have. It's not Thanksgiving, that's next month. The worst of times are when lawyers calmly show their biggest smiles, remember? If you fail, Lotto will write an article about you, accusing an innocent person. That's why she keeps showing up. She specifically wants to accuse Miles of committing crimes. This would be her second time. The way in which the president made his escape is what you and Laughing Boy can't agree on. Could get worse. Edgeworth could drop, "Hey, at Grok, is this real?" It's just like what that man said. That man. So, how about this for a little thought experiment? What if it's not about whether the big guy in the purple jacket got on that balloon or not, but rather, under what conditions would Simeon have been cool with letting them get on board? A turnabout in thinking. Just like my dad. Forgive the interruption. Just my 2 cents worth. Or the old man's, I guess I should say. Maybe Gregory's techniques can still prove useful in this crazy modern era. He's right. Under what circumstances could the body double have been allowed on that balloon? He was a physically imposing man, and what's more, he was carrying a gun. Could he have been drugged? No. There were no traces of sedatives found during his autopsy. In which case... surely not. Are you about ready to continue, Miles? And don't forget, this is what we're playing for. Ugh, this is gonna be tricky. But I have to tear his testimony down. One statement at a time. So this must be the last one. They always tend to do this right at the end.
Hold it.
The strings in question being those of Sean and the President's body double in this case. You seem pretty confident of your abilities in that particular area. Is that so weird? I'm an animal tamer, remember? You remember how I said I could stick my animals on you and kill you? Still can't find me to be a murderer, though. And what's the wildest animal of them all? That's right, humans. He really dropped a "we live in society" line. Okay, Jonkler. Humans. Humans are the worst monsters of all. Didn't take much to get those two dancing to my tune. A little truth here, a little hint of revenge there. Somebody ought to thank me. I did this world a favor. Yeah, he's dressed for the Jonkler role. Mr. Edgeworth, he's scaring me. Don't let him get under your skin, Kay. We have to stay strong. This man sowed the seeds of another's revenge in order to achieve his own. It's our duty to stop him, and we will succeed in that duty. Why do people do bad things, huh? Don't they realize it'll just come back to bite them in the end?
Hold it.
Did you think about that before you did all of this shit, bro? And so you insist that you had no direct involvement in any of what occurred? What can I say? I don't like to get my hands dirty. Sure do love to watch the action unfold, though. So you're a cuck? All those idiots desperately trying to kill one another. And they don't even know I lit the fuse. I love it. Voyeur. Schadenfreude. You haven't changed. All you did 12 years ago was watch too. Cuck. You're talking about the whole SS5 thing? Ah, stop it. I forgot how long this is. This reminds me of the Ace Attorney mantra. Why say it in one word when you can do it in 8 billion? Your poor papa, scrambling around for answers and finding nothing. Shucks. What do they call that again? Oh yeah, rank incompetence. Ugh. Ugh, how dare you! Agent Lang, please. You don't know the half of it, you damn clown! Your father may not have closed out the case. Not publicly, anyway. But it was thanks to his work that we're standing here right now. I don't know what it is, but the white cat like that just alludes to villains. That white cat, it has no soul in its eyes. It also is defying gravity. Sorry to butt in, Miles. But your little pep talk isn't gonna magically solve the case. Now, I know you have your theories.
Hold it.
But it's the only way he could have gotten down from the roof of that building. Alright, let's game this one out, shall we? I suppose I took him down to the ground like you said. What's wrong with doing that?
Objection!
So you admit it. You did take him on your balloon.
Objection!
You're really obsessing over this one little detail. This isn't like you, Miles. And how do you think it went down? He held me at gunpoint and said, "Show me the city at night." That's ridiculous, and you know it is. Or did you really fail to think this through?
Objection!
You said yourself you gave him Sean's identity. Surely that was enough to win him over.
Objection!
Win him over? The man who shot at me? No. This isn't like you. You know him for like a week. Parasocial. And then you must have put him to sleep and carried him away like you did with me. Is that a hummingbird? Very well. Let us suppose that to be true for a second. Did the autopsy show the presence of sedatives? Ugh, it's no good. He's just not giving us an opening. Anyway, never mind all that. There are way more interesting things I'd rather talk about. I swear, every time he does that face, it just makes me think of Edward Elric. Actually, I have some doubts about that. I mean, if the president really was killed by the Torosaurus head.
Objection!
Elliot calls someone parasocial. That is like him. That is true. I call Mega Man parasocial all the time. Don't tell me you're throwing your own pet theory in the trash, Mr. Genius Prosecutor. Aren't you the one who went to all that trouble to prove the man squished by head hypothesis was true?
Objection!
That may have been my theory at one point. But that was when we thought the head was the only thing that could have crushed him.
Objection!
Why the past tense? That's still your theory, no? It's not like you have anything else right now. The president's body double was crushed under the falling Torosaurus head. Fact. No. There must be something. Some other piece of evidence that could link this man to the president's death by crushing. Don't you think it's time you gave up, Miles? I don't like watching you struggle like that. Why are you getting parasocial on me all of a sudden? You don't know me like that. We all know who did it. The model head is practically screaming his name.
Hold it!
I don't know about that one, Chief. Sure, Sean was the one who caused the head to fall. That much we know. He even admitted it himself. Fantastic. So we're all in agreement? Well done, everybody. Case closed. Sean Fenn killed the fake president, and that's that. Somebody, get the cops in here.
Objection!
Not so fast. This case is far from closed. Still scrabbling, huh? Well, alright then. Enlighten us. Be quick about it. If you can't, I want to see the kid in handcuffs. Or are you only a stickler about the law when things are getting... Are you only a stickler about the law when things are going your way? Mr. Edgeworth, what do we do? What do we do? If he's gonna be parasocial, the least he could do is donate to his Ko-fi, for fuck's sake. Think, Miles, think. Mr. Saint killed the president's body double. It would have had to happen while the two of them were together on the roof. So, what would he have had to hand? That's the answer. That will tell us how he was killed. He's not gonna make this easy, is he? We need to think about how the president died. It was a very particular cause, to say the least. If we assume he was crushed by the Torosaurus head, then the whole thing becomes Sean's fault, right? But what if that wasn't what the president was crushed by? Is there something else that could have exerted the balloon? Was it the balloon? Hold on. Was he crushed by the balloon?
Objection!
It does make a similar kind of... Sean didn't kill the president. He was crushed by his hopes and dreams. Oh, mood. The president was crushed by a monster. What? Did you really just say that? You? Oh, I get it. He's the kid who can communicate with giant beasts, right? Did he use his special powers? The only person in communion with monsters was you. No way, he Goomba stomped him with the balloon. Sorry, but you must have me mixed up with somebody else. No monster pals here, I'm afraid.
Objection!
Why the false modesty? You're very close with at least one such creature. Yeah, 'cause it was a metal bottom, so that would have been like blunt force trauma. In fact, you can make this particular monster do exactly as you command. It was you who killed the president, Mr. Saint, and I can prove it. Ugh, what? Let go of the bunnies. You're talking about the lion balloon? Yes, a quivering mockery of a monster, filled with hot air, but a monster nonetheless. Not entirely unlike Mr. Saint himself. Sorry, you lost me. What are you trying to say exactly?
Objection!
You seemed very keen to stick to your story about having manipulated Sean and the president. But, no matter how true you may have wanted it to be, it was nothing more than a desperate lie. Even the most skilled animal tamer can't make the dead do his bidding. And the president was dead long before he left that roof. Having been killed by your balloon. I get it. That thing may look lighter than air, but it weighs a few 100 pounds, right? When the president attacked you from the roof, you had to think quickly in order to protect yourself. The method you chose? Landing the balloon right on top of him. You didn't need to let him ride on the balloon. He didn't need to coerce you into taking him. Because what you took away was his dead body.
Objection!
Wait a minute now, Miles. If what you're saying is true, the president would have been killed 2 nights ago. Which would mean the time of death recorded in the autopsy was wrong. It would. Wow, you're really losing your touch. Look again, it's written right here. Time of death, April 5th, at approximately 11 p.m. Clear as day. No way, they weaken at Bernie's the dead body. Every time I think of Weekend at Bernie's... Well, no, wait. I was gonna say something, but I can't actually say what I was thinking. Never mind. April 5th. That was yesterday. Which means... Exactly. It means he died when the Torosaurus head fell off of the roof. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I literally can't say what I was thinking. For, like, safety reasons. Alright, Sean. It's time to be honest with us all. You know it's the right thing to do. Okay, can we forgive him for the crime? If you manage to land an air balloon on top of someone, must take some serious skill. Like, it's so sick it should not be illegal. yeah, like doxing. I was gonna say something, but that was a bit too revealing. Well, clearly the victim was another body double. This guy does have a lot of body doubles. Maybe he got a I think it would be fucked up if this guy, you know, became the president because he got jealous of him. He got fed up with being a body double, and then he decided to get a body double of himself, unaware that he was setting up the very thing that he did to the original president. That would be so funny. Alright, Sean. It's time to be honest with us all. You know it's the right thing to do. You killed your daddy, didn't you? You hated him, didn't you? We get it. Who wouldn't? He just left you. What kind of father would do that? No, that's not what happened. I already told you. I didn't know who he was until today. Oh, but you did know. Because I told you yourself. Myself, what? What if the simian was actually a body double of the simian from case 2? Maybe. Maybe that's why he's so different. Could my theory really have been so wide off the mark? I want to thank you once again, Miles. You hounded Winter and Lagarde until their crimes were finally exposed. Yeah, the president was Sean's... Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. The original president was Sean's dad. But the guy that just died was the guy that killed his dad. And then pretended to be him. Yeah. His dad died a couple years ago. And he just found out that that was his dad. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. The president was Sean's dad, the real one. Well, not the body double. Well, technically no. The guy who killed his dad was Connie's. True. Don't worry, Twy. You will always be the dad that stepped up. You hounded Winter and Lagarde until their crimes were finally exposed. And by ruining them both, you helped me get my revenge. Gotta love those powers of deduction. If the time of death matched up, everything else would fit. So, could he possibly have cheated the time of death somehow? Like, how would you cheat the time of death? Oh, and what was the other guy's name again? Carmelo Gusteau? Even ran him down for me. That was some great work you did there. Was the judge his real mother? No. She was his mom's, like, cousin? Or niece or something like that. Sister? Maybe she was her sister, I think she was his actual mom's sister. Of course, Gusteau. The IS-7 incident. A freezer? He killed Frost and froze his body in order to conceal it. What if this was some crazy stuff with multiple body doubles, and this ends with it just being tax fraud? Oh, maybe he took him over to that one freezer area. That was where Sean was kidnapped at. It all fits. Mr. Gusteau needed to freeze Mr. Frost's body in order to obscure the time of death. Wow. He really did take after his dad. If they determined that the murder occurred during afternoon tea, he would have been an obvious suspect. Bingo. I mean, this guy being a body double would make sense. He's so pale compared to the original. His elfin hairstyle completely different. And his monkey's body double now looks more like a cat. Yeah, no one wears makeup and no one changed their hairstyle. That's just crazy. I only wish I could have been there to see his downfall, too. How can you say that? He was your father. I just wanted to end with the cops walking someone in handcuffs, and Edgeworth just pulls off the mask like Scooby-Doo. I would have gotten away with it. It's so scary. As the guard just keeps asking and asking about what happened that day. Where are you, Dad? When are you coming to get me? Please, I need you to come take me away. Is it because I broke my promise? Because I didn't show up in time to help you taste your work? He was no father. He left me all on my own. What kind of person would do that? Wearing makeup? What's that? No, I promise I'm not making anything up. We may have shared the same blood, but that's it. Father? What a joke.
Objection!
You may not want to hear this, Mr. Saint, but you share more than blood. Hate him all you like, but you're more like your father than you know. He really is! Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Fate can be strange sometimes, but this was no coincidence. You and your father were the same, even in the methods you chose. You deliberately threw off the time of death, just as he did. That's right. We had to rescue him from a warehouse refrigeration unit down by the harbor. A refrigeration unit in a depot? I threw off the time of death? Now did I do that exactly? By hiding the president's body in a very specific place. You hid the body right here. The depot?
Take that!
You needed to keep the body cool somewhere, and you also needed somewhere to keep Sean. Who knew that the two were connected? You're talking about the kidnapping again? Why are we bringing that up now? Because much as you may wish we had forgotten, we know that you kept Sean in a refrigeration unit. The same refrigeration unit in which you kept the president's body. Just as your father froze the body he was trying to conceal 18 years ago. What? You're saying I'm the same as him? The same as the animal who abandoned me? Dang. Wow. A sad irony, but an undeniable truth nonetheless.
Objection!
Shut up! I'm nothing like him. I could never be like him. He's nothing to do with me, and we're nothing alike.
Objection!
I don't know. Sorry, kiddo. I think it's pretty clear that you and old Gusteau have more than a little in common. Again with the parallels. You even told us you didn't like sweet stuff way back when we first met, right? If that's not a product of your daddy issues, I don't know what is. Damn. You don't understand. My brother in Christ, you literally orchestrated your childhood friend's murder. Yeah, bro. What the hell? You may have tried to disown your father, but he lives on in everything you do. You think the same way. See, normally I would hate this kind of line of plot, because I hate when anything goes and says, like, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. But we know Edgeworth. We have so many other people that are different from their dads. And you're every bit as prepared as he was to sacrifice others in order to protect yourself. Y'all think Edgeworth has a special way of edging? Like a trademarked way? An edge mark. It's Edgeworth. Your crimes were even exposed in the same manner. You couldn't be more similar. Maybe even patented. What should I say? I don't know anything about a refrigeration unit. And the kidnapping? Nothing to do with me.
Objection!
Nonsense. You did it so you could blackmail Judge Cavell. You know for a fact you were involved. He has the edge above everyone else.
Objection!
He's miles ahead of him. You're a real danger to be around, you know that, Miles? What aren't you going to accuse me of? He freaky with it. It changes nothing. You still don't have any proof of incitement, of kidnapping, of anything. Oh, wait. Are you planning on maybe fabricating some? Taking a leaf out of the old winner playbook? Never. I would never do that. I can't let myself rise to the provocation. One could say the edge is worth. What was the line? No matter what happens, we must find the truth. Something like that. But only when the truth suits you, huh? Do y'all ever wish you were a bird? I kinda do. I always wanted to go a little flying. Though, if I could choose, I would rather, like, if I had any superhero power, flying is cool, but time travel's where it's at. Or being able to stop time. Like, if I could just stop time and take a nap whenever I could, that'd be so cool. Birds aren't stupid, you're stupid! Manipulating time would be rad, right? Zawarudo! Wee! Yeah, I'd want to stop time and be able to have time to do whatever the hell I want. Yeah. You could beat so many games. That's how the law keeps people down, isn't it? And why I had to get my revenge myself. I got away with it. I got away with it all. Holy shit, Elio. You just said that like Billy from Billy and Mandy. Wait, I did? It's not stupid. You're stupid. Wait, I can kind of hear it. I can kind of hear it. I do sound like him. Oh my god. In my opinion, if I could stop time, I would still need to do all the traveling myself. But if I could teleport, but you can pause time whenever. I could sure use that right now. Like if I'm gonna get woken up like every hour or every 2 hours, and if I could just press pause and sleep for like 7 hours, that'd be life-changing. Now that is the real game changer. Nah. Now I'm on to something here. Teleporting is nice though. But you could also get like on a train or whatever, and then whenever someone asks for like your ticket or whatever, you just like pause time and you like disappear. Or like you rewind so that you just get away whenever that person is asking around for tickets on your part of the train. You could like sneak into like a park and you can just play there all the time. Like without anyone realizing that you just rode on the ride. Because you can just rewind it. Lagarde, winner, and now you. None of you can touch me. If you really liked this one meal that you had, you could go back in time and get it again. I got away with it. I got away with it all. Something that's very smart to say when you're suspected of ostensibly a serial killing. This is bad, Mr. Edgeworth. Isn't there anything we can do? Elios blinks the time cat. Everything points to this man being our culprit. But we need evidence. Even just one piece. Why would I use a train? I can already be where I want. Yeah, but there's so much more things you could do with time than instant teleportation. Alright, it's been fun. But it's time we brought this little show to an end, don't you think? Stick around for the main event though, won't you? I'll even let you in for free if you finally admit defeat. Like, do you guys remember that part in like Madoka Magica where we saw how like Homura got access to her weapons, which was just pausing time and sneaking into a military base? Concept. You gotta go to work, but you can pause time and take as long as you want to get to work. True. Like, I'd be less miserable going to work if, in my perception, I'm not gonna work every day. Yeah, and then you like go on your 10-minute break and you actually like have like a 7-hour break. That'd be nice. Homura based as hell for that. See, time power is where it's at. Whomst? Who was that? Gumshoe! Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. The thing is, time doesn't stop for you, so eventually you will age faster than everyone else. I have growth hormone deficiency, so I look the same anyway. I look the same as I looked when I was in, like, 7th grade. Time doesn't faze me. Gummy, where have you been? I'm thinking it more like portals. I open a portal, dip my hand, and take out money out of a bank. But that's not teleportation. That's not teleportation. That's portals, not teleportation. That depends on how the mechanics work. That's Yukari Yakumo's power. You want to be a gap hag, Leonix? I've been doing my job, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me. And Detective Gumshoe, do you have anything to report? Had them look into a few things real quick, sir. About the refrigeration unit where the kids were kept. And what are the portals doing? They are not teleporting. They are opening a pocket dimension space between one area and another. But it's not like teleporting. It's like creating another space between them. It was registered to the Very Big Circus, just like you said. I'm just gonna be lazy and say I want to be a reality bender. Then I can just do whatever I want. What if you became a blood bender? Have you guys ever thought about that? How they talked about like the blood bending in Avatar? You could get like a sick like murder mystery stuff with like a blood bender. They could have done so much with the blood bending stuff. And there it is, just at the nick of time. Even then, I don't give a fuck, so LMAO. Or maybe Toon Force. I want to be a cartoon. Depends on what cartoon. Excellent work, Detective. Well, Mr. Saint? Must be some kind of mistake. Why would a circus need a refrigeration unit? A valid question, I suppose. But we're no experts on the circus trade. Yeah, that's probably where it's at if you want to be the ultimate lazy ass. Which is the dream, honestly. Perhaps we could ask your department manager for her thoughts on the matter? They tried to do more in Korra and fumbled. Yeah, I still haven't gotten around to watching Korra. I know some people are like, don't watch Korra, but I still want to watch it at some point. Well, Miss Berry? We do hire a unit to store all the food for the animals. But I don't know where it is. I leave all that to Simeon. He's so good at that kind of thing. No! You fool! Teleportation is more depicted as like Nightcrawler or like instant transmission, like DBZ. Not much of portals, yeah. Because I think of it as like a portal, if you reach in, you're reaching through like a hole that's like another dimension. Like, you put something and you put something in that hole, and then you can access that hole from another area. And you can put that hole in different places. The teleportation is bringing your entire body someplace. Hey, Simeon, you're scaring me. Such a shame, but rushing to find a solution after the fact so often leads to mistakes. Feel free to invite me if you ever get around to watching Korra. I've only watched the first season and like 1 to 2 episodes of season 2. Maybe I'll actually finish it if I got someone to watch it with me. Okay. Another one I really want to watch at some point is the She-Ra cartoon. I heard that one was pretty good. You know that if the body was found in the unit, the suspicion would fall on you. So you panicked and moved it to the grounds of the big building instead. Maybe Korra is worth it, but I tried to watch it like last year and couldn't stomach the love triangle. Then I was told that the season 1 love triangle is not even as bad as it gets. Oh boy. But you weren't counting on Sean being found in the unit when you kidnapped him. If only you'd known you were up against a great thief and an even greater detective. Is everything alright? You're looking a little pale. It's just my makeup! Don't think you've won just yet, Miles. Yeah, She-Ra too. I've been procrastinating on that, on finishing too. Well, yeah, I will let you know whenever I get around to watching any of those. You're missing proof for the most important part of your little theory. I am. Perhaps you could enlighten us? You don't have any evidence that I crushed the presidential faker with that balloon. And I know you don't, because there isn't any. I'm afraid there is. What? If Saint murdered the victim, as we think he did, there should be traces of your misdeed on this piece of evidence. Wait, hold on. Well, it'd be the balloon again. That's all I can think of is the balloon again.
Take that.
Analysis of the balloon basket should turn up the evidence we need. Who the fuck is Saint to mention him by first name like he knows him like that? It's Edgeworth to you. Parasocial. The balloon again? You already have your bullet hole. What else do you expect to find? We, expect to find plenty, actually. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? If there's truth to be found, then he'll find it. He's a hero of justice. He sure is. We'll find something for sure. Mr. Edgeworth has gotten out of his... Mr. Edgeworth has gotten out of way tighter spots than this one. Faker! You're the fake hedgehog around here. I'll make you eat those words! What they said. We believe in you, Mazzarino. And so does your pop. He's looking down on you right now. I know he is. Just stay calm and see this through to the end, Miles Edgeworth. A perfect victory is only moments away. Man, I'm getting so many weird censors. Feels like Twitch has been censoring more and more. Yeah, I've been noticing that a little bit too. You're the fake was not... What? You're the fake was censored? Why? Wait, did they hold it for like harassment or something? Man, I haven't even seen any censor notifs. Yeah, I didn't see any either. What? The president's body double was killed by the balloon. Traces of a certain substance will prove that. And you, Simeon Saint, will pay for your crimes at last. I'm looking forward to this. Time to wrap up the mysteries of past and present once and for all. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, deal the final blow to this unforgivably wicked man. This last piece of evidence will prove your guilt beyond a doubt. What should we expect to find in the balloon if it was used to crush the president? Hold on. The yellow substance. The lion lily.
Take that.
When Sean found the president's body, yeah, it didn't have the... He also found a bouquet of lion lilies. And they were crushed. Lion lilies, symbol of the connection between parent and child. A popular flower back in Zhengfa. That's your proof? A bunch of flowers that will be rotting at the dump by now? A bunch of flowers that Sean threw away? So much for your beautiful symbol of a parental connection. No, it's gonna be on your stupid thingy, Bubby. Ugh, it's got nothing to do with any of this. Ignore him, Sean. You threw those flowers away, that much is true. But the bond they represented remains as strong as it ever was. The president held on to them until the last, an act which provided us with our final piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about? The flowers Sean disposed of had been squashed flat. They must have been crushed by the balloon. I ain't gonna take this from the guy who orchestrated murders because he thought his dad was murdered when he didn't even remember the motherfucker's name. Right? You like dedicate your whole life to getting revenge on this guy and you don't even remember who he is? If we examine the basket for traces of lion lily pollen, what do you think we might find? No. You don't need to do that. You looked over the basket just now. Anyway, if there was any pollen stuck to it, you would have seen it. Those flowers are bright yellow.
Objection.
Not all evidence is visible to the naked eye, Mr. Saint. Huh? Emma. Yeah? Oh, right. I'd like to call on your scientific skills once again, if you don't mind. Leave it to me. All right. Let's take a look at this balloon basket, shall we? I've got something. Bright yellow pollen, just like you said. If it's from the same flowers, it shouldn't take more than another quick test to prove it. What? And there we have it. You murdered the president, and this murder you carried out yourself. No, how could this? No! You crushed the president with that balloon. Then you loaded his body into the basket and took him to the refrigeration unit. But why? Why go to the trouble of removing the body? Because he knew another incident was scheduled to occur that same evening. Oh, Rosie Ringer's murder! Exactly. If he had left the body there, it would have interfered with his other plans. I get it. He couldn't leave the body in the refrigeration unit for too long either, right? Indeed not. So, while returning to the big building to drop the body off again the following night, he must have observed the fire Sean caused and the Torosaurus head falling as a result. That's what gave you the idea, wasn't it? To frame Sean for the murder? You made it seem as if the falling head was what killed him, so that my son would take the blame. Despicable coward! In order to achieve your aim, you lowered the president's body from the balloon to the lot below. And while he was dangling from the rope you used... God, he is stanced the fuck up. He was caught on Sean's rehearsal tape. No. How did you see through it all? How? You manipulated people, and you manipulated this case, just as you manipulate animals on the stage. You thought you were all-powerful, but your reign is at an end. The animals look like they're mad with you, Simeon. Even Monkey and Isaiah. They thought you were their friends, but you're not. They're sad and mad all at the same time. Oh shit, they're gonna kick his ass. Stop it! Stop looking at me like that! Mister, I can order my animals to kill you. Huh. Perhaps they will when you finally stop clowning around. Good one. Good one. You're not cut out for comedy. Your tale is destined to end with a whimper. I don't... Get away from me! Get away from me! Leave me alone! Dad, where are you? I'm so scared. I don't know what you're talking about. I've done nothing wrong. Nothing. I'm not the bad one. They are. Why, Bronco? Why did you stop me from going to see my dad? If only none of them did what they did, I wouldn't have had to. I couldn't trust the police. I couldn't trust anyone. I was all alone with nobody to help me. But that man, he helped me. Connie's was the only one who ever helped me. So what if I used people? I had to. Is that so wrong? No, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Ow, that hurts. Oh my God. Stop it. No. No. Holy crap. Holy shit. Seems the game is up at last. I like the rabbits just staring at the camera. The killer. Mr. Edgeworth, may I be the first to congratulate you. Every single animal in the circus should be allowed to throw rocks at him, and they did. Why did Bronco stop him from seeing his dad? Maybe because your dad is a piece of shit. Oh well, he's just dead. You have unmasked the person behind this entire sorry affair. Now, I am free to... Oh, if he pissed off the elephant, that motherfucker is dead. No! Gorilla on the loose. That breakdown was very, Danganronpa. There's a gorilla on the loose. Maybe there are 100 people nearby, too. Guns are so clumsy, don't you find? I don't have a gun. Please. Not only are you carrying one, you're just about to draw it. You must have stolen it from the president after murdering him. This gentleman betrayed a bond of trust. Is Shelly just gonna shoot him? Alright, just a knife? Yeah, it's to make it look cooler. He knew the so-called president was an imposter, and yet he employed me to kill him nonetheless. He may still shoot him. The killers are professional. I bet he could shoot him with a knife. There's nothing more dangerous for an assassin than to be lied to about the nature of one's target. If one does not know what cards one's opponent is holding, one can be very unpleasantly surprised. But that was not your true crime. No, thinking you could deceive me, manipulate me. That is the crime for which you are about to pay. No! He's gotta go to jail, Shelly. Oh shit. Grandpa, face off. Let's go, Unks. You. It's been a while, killer. Step aside, Connies. That man is my target. I'd politely ask that you call off this particular job. He'll pay for his crimes, but in prison, not at the end of your blade. Oh, he just had the life leave his eyes. And if I refuse, let us just say that I might not take the loss of the one life that I ever saved too well. You save a life, but he'd harm Akanis, the blind butcher himself? Preposterous, I know. But yes, I who have taken so many lives, once chose to preserve one, that of an innocent young pup. And he, in turn, saved mine. Something of a bond formed between us. Laugh all you like. I know I would. But I would respectfully request that you spare him. As one professional to another, I ask that you let this particular target live. Very well. The boy must mean a lot to you. Thank you. I am in your debt. You need not thank me. Oh, hey, well, they can be a family in prison together. I simply see little point in the two of us killing one another. Now then, I bid you all a good day. No, get back here! Look at that run animation. You have my thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. This young pup needed to be shown the error of his ways. And you have done just that. Alright, I suppose we'd better be getting back. Our ironclad enclosure awaits. Doesn't it, Helmut? Yes, it does. Oh, hello. You killed my dad, didn't you, old man? I will not lie, I did. My victims deserve to be remembered, at the very least. But I sense a great hatred for me from you, horned pup. In that case... Sean! No! You must not falter, little one. Here, you may use my knife. Take it, and cut my throat. One sure slice is all it takes. Really? In front of like 5 billion witnesses? I was growing rather tired of carving my little statues anyway. I want revenge. I want it so badly. Sean, don't do it! Especially because we're gonna have to arrest you right away because you're doing it in front of a bunch of witnesses. Please, Sean, I beg of you. You didn't even know your dad. At least, I did until just now. I would have done anything to make you pay, no matter how long it took. Oh, but you should make those who have wronged you pay. It'll make you feel so good, trust me. Some more parallels, again. All the pain, all the suffering, it all goes away. It drowns it all out, numbs it. Maybe it does. And listening to you, I thought maybe that's what I wanted. Sean! Hello, my name is Indigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. It's not just about me. Say I got my revenge. How does that help anybody else? I mean, it'd be very short term though, yeah. He's like murdering in front of a crowd of people, yeah. If I become a murderer, my mom suffers 10 times more than I ever would. And so would all the people I work with. They're counting on me, and they worry about me. Thoughtful words indeed, little one. Saint, your revenge was a waste, and everything else was you trying to avoid getting your ass in jail and failing. What the fuck are you talking about? Billy! Give me 1 second. Move myself over here. There we go. Yeah? Well, I get it now. I'll never forgive you, but I shouldn't be the one who gets to punish you. That's what these guys are for. My mom, the prosecutor, people like that. I just realized Connie's has... Oh, he does have boss written on his uniform. Yeah, I didn't notice that either. Sean. Wow, you may be young, Sean, but you're way wiser than I'll ever be. Yeah, bird brain. You could at least consider trying to better yourself, Kay. Now I want to see Kay in the style of the Tether song Bird Brain. I think it'd be very fitting for her. Very well. And I suppose we'll be on our way. With me, young pup. On our way? To where? I felt everything after that. Where else? To the prison. Our home. Our home? Yeah, and you'll get to rot there. Forever. I don't know. I feel like putting him in jail and being near that guy and being happy maybe might not let him reflect on the things that he did. But okay. And with that, the case came to an end. A case that has dragged so many people into its orbit. But as for me, there was one last thing I had to do. Gotta see that man. As for Connie's, you can't exactly blackmail the warden into doing whatever you want anymore. So prison's not gonna be so cushy. Convincing them to put Simeon with you is not gonna be easy. April 8th, 2:54 p.m. Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence Chamber. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Edgeworth. The flame just reinforces. The game just reinforces that if Final Fantasy ever crossed over, Kay and Yuffie. Oh yeah, 100%. Kay and Yuffie would totally be besties. What's the big idea, big guy? Wanna tell us what we're doing here? Mr. Edgeworth, your request has been processed and approved. Huh? Your what now? I've asked for my prosecutor's badge to be reinstated. There's Phoenix Wright games, after all. And no one can be his opponent but me. There's too much sexual tension in that, and I dig it. Your badge? What is the meaning of this? I'm returning it. From this day forth, I am a prosecutor no longer. I still can't believe you did that for me. A certain man once said, just say his name! Just say his name, bro! He's so tsundere. That to be an attorney is to be a defendant's most trusted ally. He's too shy. And that by believing in your client, the truth will make itself known. That man that gave me feelings. That man's image has been forever burned into my memory. As strongly as the vision of my father fighting in the courtroom. Good old Gregory. But that's his and my father's path. Mine lies elsewhere. He's like Sora and I'm like Riku. Mr. Edgeworth. My path is that of the prosecutor. It always has. You don't want people to meet Phoenix and immediately be all like, oh my god, Miles talks so much about you all the time, and out him. Well, then I guess that's that. I'm sorry. No, I dig it. And besides, I can tell by that look in your eye that your mind's made up. It is. Alright then. Looks like our work together is diddly done. Just don't come crying to old Eddie if you change your mind. This club's now closed to new members. What if the twist is that man was always just some guy? Steve the janitor. We just never met him and all those cameras were off camera. Steve the janitor sure seems to know a lot about being a defense attorney. That's crazy. Next you're gonna say like there's just this hobo that lives off on the street that knows about being a defense attorney. That's wild. I understand. Hey, Milester. Oh, you finished. Yee, we did! Gotta tell me why, at least? How come you're so dead set on popping the old prosecutor's hat back on? You once asked me something, Fender. Are you gonna keep fighting crime as a prosecutor? Or help people as an attorney? Something tells me you've got a big decision ahead of you. One only you can answer. I've been thinking about that question ever since. About how I mean to live my life. And now that this case is over, I think I finally know the answer. I'm going to help people as a prosecutor. But can't you also do that as an attorney? Well, my boyfriend's already an attorney. And we've got to have, like, that tension of fighting each other in court. Look at it this way. Simeon Saint was also a victim of sorts. That's true. He lost his only parent all those years ago. And with him, his ability to believe in a just world. Why? It's because he won't be able to have sexy court debates with that man anymore. I know how that feels. To lose somebody so important to you. To lose faith in everything. To doubt everything and be utterly alone. To fight and fight and fight again with the parallels. Again with the parallels. Oh my god, this game. It's so well done. Like, everyone is connected. There's so many, like, parallels with all of the characters, where you can understand, like, all the characters can understand how they became that way. They can relate to it. He won't be able to see Steve anymore, since he cleans the prosecutor's office. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy. But I was lucky. Somebody was kind enough to save me from myself. That man! You bastards! You're just fucking with this! Pans over to show Phoenix, doesn't show him. You tease! Mr. Saint had nobody. He had no faith in the law. He felt that seeking revenge himself was the only option. But I doubt even you imagine that the body double would ever go so far as to co-opt our country's police. No. I sure didn't. And as long as Winter was around, no evidence was ever going to stand. He even nearly managed to ruin things this morning. Lagarde almost got away with it again. I want to help people like him. And how do you plan to do that? If he had been able to rely upon the law, none of this would have happened. Chairman Winter made a mockery of justice, and in so doing, drove Mr. Saint away from seeking it. The law is only as good as its practitioners. It can be a shield that keeps the people safe from harm, or a sword wielded to wound them. So true, Gavel. Just one among many of the law's great contradictions. You can say that again. Yep, it's what we folks in the trade like to call a legal contradiction. The law is far from perfect, but one cannot solve such contradictions in the law without engaging with it. I don't think an attorney could have saved Mr. Saint. Phoenix crying in the corner somewhere. But a prosecutor, a custodian of the law, I think perhaps they could have. I plan to take up my badge again and confront those contradictions at every turn. Very mild serene though. I like it. You know it won't be easy breezy though, right? Fighting the law itself? That's lawyering on hard mode. Ayo, Miles, yeah. Gotta believe in the truth or something. Shouldn't only believe in getting guilty, eh? Mind moving your feet? Gotta clean up that lasagna stain. Thank you, Steve. You truly changed my life. I'll be sure to think of you always. Hey, forget about it. Also, did I ever tell you I'm a good bluffer? Understand that, but somebody has to do it. I'm also just imagining that since his name is Steve, that he's Minecraft Steve as well. He, like, changed his like, career path. Oh, I don't doubt that. If it has to be anybody, it should be you. Laws are like people, I guess. They both gotta grow and change. Adapt or perish, am I right? You're gonna smash this, I just know it. After all, you're Gregory's boy through and through. And if there's one thing that man didn't know how to do, it's give up. He died because of it. Kinda foolish, actually. Eyes on the prize and straight on till sunset. That was his motto. You know what? I saw that same determination on your face the second you mentioned taking up prosecutoring again. You should really wear, like, a vest to protect you from bullets, bro. Don't get in any elevators. Although I know you got PTSD from that already. You know what's really grown and changed? Hate to be a great big cheese ball, but you. I only wish your dad was here to see it. He'd be proud as all get out. Fender, thank you. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, if you're ready to begin, we can get the ceremony underway. Please. Do they ever reference the investigations games in, like, the future Phoenix Wright games? By the power vested in me by the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence, I, Verity Gavel. Like, you don't need to tell me, like, exactly what is referenced. Just be like, yes, they do reference it, or no, they don't. Do hereby, in the sight of the Almighty Goddess, reinstate Miles Edgeworth as a servant of the law. It's you! It's been so long, my good friend. Possibly more. Steve from Minecraft. Oof! So true, Steve. Being a prosecutor is all about the truth. Steve eats a pork chop. Indeed, perfection isn't necessary. Yay! We finally got our prosecutor's badge. Now I can shove it in people's nose. Alright, you're a prosecutor again. Give me back my goddamn pin. Best news I've heard all week, sir. Yes, I'm gonna start by docking your pay. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, I got a scoop. I don't think so, but someone can correct me. I can think of one semi-vague reference, but not much. Aww. I do hope if we get another Ace Attorney game, now that they can no longer, you know... I feel like maybe there were some complications with the Ace Attorney series, like, addressing this game, because it never got an English translation. But now that it did, maybe we can get a new Ace Attorney game, and we can maybe see some of the characters from this. Like, I'd love to see Fender, or Eustace, or Gavel, or any of them, really, in an Ace Attorney game. Like, it would be interesting seeing the characters specifically that are close to Miles talk to Phoenix, instead of, like, the other way around. If Pops is gonna want to know that his kid just signed up for the opposition a second time. They might go crazy. Like how Apollo Justice really wanted to reference Rise from the Ashes as much as possible. Thank you again, Fender, for everything. Don't thank me yet. Next time you see me could be across a courtroom. This space is a whole lot less roguishly charming when it's not on your side of the aisle. I don't know about that. I'd relish the opportunity to face an attorney trained by my father. I hope that day comes very soon. I'm gonna kick your ass. Alrighty. Fender out. Like shit, dude. I haven't even seen Gumshoe. Welcome back into the fold, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Thank you, Judge Gavel. I owe you more than I can say. You do? You strove to right the wrongs of the committee from the inside. Not much. That must have been a lonely battle indeed. Not at all. I was never truly alone. Apollo just escapes hate Gumshoe for real. Well, Apollo only had one game. Maybe that's why it had no Gumshoe. That's right. You have the Goddess of Justice on your side. I'm sorry, but no. Darn. Gavel did a very bad job at stopping it from the inside. Honestly, yeah. Thank you for teaching me that it's possible to fight in such a way. The contradictions within the committee are like those within the legal system itself. If we aren't able to overcome them, the real truth will forever evade us. I have you to thank for teaching me that, for setting me on this path. I hereby swear to confront the contradictions that afflict the law, and to overcome them. And I thank you for your commitment to the cause, as does the Almighty Goddess. I truly believe that such efforts are necessary in order for the law to grow and improve. I look forward to seeing you in the courtroom again soon. As will I. You did not see the best of me when last I oversaw a trial. The next time will be different. I will show you what it means to serve justice with true impartiality. Judge Gavel. I don't mean to call your motivation into question. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? But, to my mind, the ideal judge is not wholly impartial. Dead ass. She was so bad at it, we literally thought she was purposely being corrupt. Yeah! The ideal judge is human. I honorably swear to never fuck up as bad as you did. Even in the courtroom, they laugh, they cry, they rage, they smile. I don't know about that, Miles. That might not be the best. And then, when all is said and done, they pass down a judgment based on that very humanity. But what if they have a bias, Edgeworth? You kind of... I'm not exactly sure how to put this. But perfection isn't always the loftiest of ideals, and it's certainly not the only thing to strive for. She's a judge, Edgeworth! If she gets it wrong, an innocent person is going to jail! You're a prosecutor! Forgive me, this is my opinion, nothing more. You're right, of course. There are other ways. I thank you for sharing your insights. Mr. Edgeworth. There's another reason I was never truly alone during my long struggle against Chairman Winner. Yeah, I think perfection is kind of a goal to reach for if you're a judge. Yeah, call me crazy here. Someone else was with me, someone other than the goddess. Of course, Sean! This clipping gave me more courage than words can express. Simply having it near gave me hope. No matter how hard things get, no matter how formidable one's opponent, when we feel that we are not alone, we can keep going, no matter how hard the road ahead. Mistakes have been made, but we must fix them, for Sean's sake more than anyone's. Like the mistakes made in the incident in which his father died. So you see, there's something more important even to me than the words of the goddess. Though it may anger her to hear me say such things. So, that was your secret weapon all along. The strength of your bond with your son. Like, I get he means, like, I want someone with compassion to be judge. But his speech is making it sound like he wants an apologist to be judge. Yeah, I get what he's aiming for with it, but like out of context, it sounds bad. Perhaps you are right. Perhaps I should not strive for an unachievable perfection. But I must grow. I was never alone during my struggle against Winner, because I didn't really struggle. Kinda just did what he wanted, then let you fix it all. As a servant of the law and as a mother, that I believe above all else. I see. Seems that we both have plenty still to learn. Indeed, we are neither of us perfect yet. Let us continue along our chosen paths, and continue to grow as we tread them, until we meet again. I look forward to that day. May the goddess watch over you as you embark upon the next step of your journey. We did it! We did it! Seriously, how did she get that shirt? Oh, wait, it's going for it. And in so doing, I have seen no way forward to justice, and I am determined to follow that path until it finally leads me to the truth. No matter how hard it might be, no matter what obstacles might arise, woe betide For whoever they may be, whatever they may say, I will raise up my voice and shout, objection! Ooh, let me turn up the credits music. I believe all the text in the credits auto moves too. So Chief, what kind of scoop we looking to land ourselves next, huh? Not teaching nothing, knucklehead. We're journalists, dang it! Leads are our stock and trade, our bed and butter. You don't just hand that stuff over, not even to your danged apprentice. Sorry, Chief. Guess I still got a whole lot to learn, huh? Alright then, better go track down some leads my own self. That's the spirit. You go get him, champ. Before you mosey on down the way, mind, sharing what kind of leads them there leads might be? Huh? But, Chief, come on now. I'm pretty much your editor, ain't I? Can't hold out on the boss. Oh, come on, Chief. That's cold. It's getting tight around her chest. Okay, now that everything is said and done, watch this. Okay, once the credits are over. Oh my god.
You have...
My arm wound has yet to fully heal, even now. The bodyguard who inflicted it was a skillful practitioner indeed. I shan't be forgetting him in a hurry. But never mind that now. Time to return to the life of a simple ice cream seller. Although I have been thinking that perhaps crepes would be more my speed. Well, no rush. I'm sure there'll be time to ponder the matter before my next job comes in. Get out. Oh, poor bear. Sir, you might have knocked me on my butt, wise guy. But I ain't handful for the count just yet. I'll be keeping my guard up and looking for an opening. Ain't that right, Teddy? The second the bell rings for the next round of escape shenanigans, we're coming out swinging. Till then, it's training, and more training. Tag yourself. I'm Teddy. You want to know if I'm still planning on becoming an animal stylist? Sure. I'm still studying every single day. Still up to my elbows in mud. But I guess it suits me better than being a newspaper salesman. I plan to make it my new career when I finally get out of here. What's that? Is my release a few more years away? Now because I helped Warden Lagarde? What do you think I've been being so nice to with the stupid freaking animals? I don't care about the freaking license, I just want to get out of here. Why me? Whew. I was so shocked when I learned what Simeon had been up to this whole time. I trusted him. I was his boss. Still, can't sit around being sad forever, I guess. The show must go on. We can't let the magic department and the ventriloquy department get the better of us. We'll light up that stage and blow away the competition, and all those awful memories with it. Whew. Need some water. I must have gotten soft in my old age, haven't I, boy? Yes, I have. 18 years ago, I saved a life. The troublesome child is still keeping me busy to this day. And now here we are, back in a cage. Well, we'll have company soon at least, won't we, boy? Yes, our friend the pup. Things certainly won't be dull with him around. No, they won't. That's my baby girl! Get her out! Get her out! What dessert shall we eat? Chocolate cake, sticky and sweet. Oh, so soft, fluffy and light. You'll be dreaming of it tonight. I'll always be waiting for you, Judy. And I'll come visit you every day, just like you and Eddie did when I was in here. I have so much to thank him and Mr. Edgeworth for. Most of all, the fact that I get to eat your delicious desserts again, Samson. And not just you. They gave me permission to keep providing sweet treats to everyone here. guess spreading the gospel of candy making for others' use is finally paying off. Aww. I love them. Free them both. I'ma get you out. Oh no, this is like literally the worst time for this to happen. Hello, sweeties. Fancy seeing you here. Oh no. I have to go. God damn. Okay. Did I miss much? I didn't miss much, did I? What did I miss? We can rewatch the credits later? Man, I've met so many beautiful people now and drawn so many beautiful sketches. Lulu isn't the biggest fan of my new work, though. She took one look at my sketchbook and hit me over the head with it. Bam! Just like that. And, then she left. Guess that's one less beautiful person in my life now. So I've got a big decision ahead of me. Do I follow my art or follow my heart? I was scared of that happening during this, to be honest. By heart, I mean new girlfriend. Not much, just going making a new medicine? Oh, okay. Yeah, nothing that much important. The bad Anada. Seriously, though. Thanks for the assist today, good buddy. Want me to talk about IS-7? I'll talk all day. Sounds like that Edgeworth kid is doing good work. Yeah, Miles Reno chose a different path from his daddy. Path that means we can't work together. But that won't stop me from looking in on them from time to time. Come pretty far yourself. Holy macaroni, a compliment from Big Bad Detective Bad? Am I dreaming? Well, flattery will get you everywhere, old pal. Ever need a little fender magic? Just say the word. Yeah, it would have been criminal to miss that part. That would have been sad.
Looks like they'll be letting me off a little easier than I thought for what I did. I guess because I told them I was kind of forced to do it.
Ouch!
Ain't no such thing as easy when it comes to crime, danged fool child. Sorry, Grandma. I still feel awful about it, of course. But I'm just so glad I get to stay out here with you. What's that? You think we should be getting back to work? I guess you're right. Can't keep the dead waiting.
Why is she so cute?
Science saves the day again, huh? Good thing I happen to be around, right? Even if I do have to jump right back on a plane again and go back to Europe. All this flying around is gonna get tiring. Still, it's all part of becoming a first-class forensic investigator. Guess I'd better get going. Oh, but if you ever need me, just say the word, okay? I'll come running. You know I will.
Aww. I need you, Emma.
Franny!
The greater one's father, the greater the pressure to be great. But Eustace Winner, was it? He has chosen his own path now, and he will be tested. Just as I was. Miles Edgeworth chose to live as a prosecutor over how his own father lived. That, too, is a valid answer to the question we've all had to wrestle with. Yeah, you'll definitely become a forensic investigator, Emma. Definitely. The adult-wary enemy is already setting in, and she's not even part of the workforce yet. My father had a secret, bore a burden. I could only have imagined. I only thought of my family name. He thought of so much more. He thought of our entire nation. I mean to carry on that legacy, to fulfill his last great wish. Even our president was an imposter. Even if the real president is long dead. Even if it takes all my effort and all my men's effort, Zingfa will rise again. I can't wait for you to see it. You bastard. Oh wait, not you. My little baby.
I gave up the hold the winner thing. Told everybody to stop calling me that. Because I didn't win. My dad did it all for me. I'm gonna start again from scratch. I won't let what he did ruin everything. And pretty soon, I'll be better than him. And better than Edgeworth. So watch out. Now, first order of business. Get a new nickname. That's my baby. I love him so much. My little son.
Well, it was eventful to say the least, but we got it done. The movie's going down great.
I think the murder stories in the gossip magazines might have helped. Big Bad Man emerges from Big Bad Bull. Revealed, Face a monster behind Zingfa President murder plot. Huh? Wait, this is a picture of you, Mr. Powers.
What? But why?
Hey, it's not so bad. After all, it'll make people come to see the movies, right? But they'll think he's a criminal!
Yeah, I guess. No, that is not good.
You ever think about the people that are shown on CSI as murderers? I very much enjoyed the movie, Sean. It's nothing. Wasn't even a big part. The boy who befriended both Torosaurus and Gordy? They don't come any bigger than that! And it was a role you were born to play. You think? Well, it would be cool to be in the sequel, I guess. And I kinda like acting. Hey, can we pick something up before we head back? I wanted to get some line rollies for my dad. Of course. I'll buy some too, for Emily. Yeah, that's a good idea. Don't want to be a winner because of your father. Hey, I gotta clear the toilets. Thank you, Steve. You're an inspiration to us all. April 8th, 4:17 p.m. Prosecutor's Building, High Prosecutor's Office.
Alright, I need to go use the bathroom. And also check and make sure, because I saw that my cousin was helping out. But I kind of took that as like, okay, that's a cue, I can come back.
I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Also, thank you for the hydrate.
Yeah, that was the most unfortunate timing. I had that whole thought during the ending sequence. I was like, oh god, what if they push the buzzer and I have to go? And it fucking happened.
Oh, the redeem. Oh, I see.
Yeah, thank you for the hydrate.
Welcome back. Thank you. Alright. April 8th, 4:17 p.m. Prosecutor's Building, High Prosecutor's Office.
Must keep Benoit moist. Huh, it's been a busy few days, huh, sir? A good thing you didn't miss anything. Yeah, it was just, I saw Scone. I saw Scone on the screen, and then I came back and I saw Scone on the screen still, so I was like, okay. So I probably didn't miss anything too important. Unbelievably so. How did so many important cases all come along at once?
There's never a dull moment when I'm around. Guess I'm just lucky that way.
Wait, so all that stuff happened because of you?
No, Gummy! How could you say that?
And yet, I don't think the good detective is entirely wrong. Okay. What now? Will you be returning to your thieving practice?
Yeah. Good question.
What? You're not sure?
How can I put this? I guess I feel like I've been trying to follow in my father's footsteps this whole time, you know? Another parallel! Trying to become a great thief, just like he was.
The Yatagarasu, or a Yatagarasu at least.
But watching how this all panned out for you, Mr. Edgeworth, it got me thinking that maybe I need to get out from under a shadow and live my own life too. Just like how you decided not to do the whole attorney thing. It's time to make our own fate.
She's right. After all, nothing thrives in the shade.
I'm gonna be my own hero.
That sounds like an admirable plan indeed.
I won't be giving up the name though. Can't not be the Yatagarasi, right?
That might cause some legal issues, Kay. Whatever name you pick, you'll always be Kay to us, Kay. You'll always be a hero.
Aw, thanks, Gummy. You'll always be my Gummy, too.
You bet I will. I'll be doing my detective thing just as hard as always. So I'll be counting on you, sir. Yes, I'll be sure to deduct your pay once more. And I'll be counting on you too, detective. Just as I've been counting on you these last few days. You've helped us out too many times to mention. I think your next salary review may come as a pleasant surprise. You're deducting $50 from my pay? Huh?
Huh?
Wait, you mean... What's the matter? I'm saying I'll see to it that you get paid a little less, detective. Comes you got a raise. You will? This is unbelievable, sir. And then like a week later, he's like, never mind, I'm deducting it again.
No way! Go, Gummy!
He finally gets a W concerning his paycheck. It's like a dream come true. I could finally leave the instant noodle life behind. But don't think I'll be letting you rest on your laurels. Your work won't be getting any easier. I hope you understand that. Now smell my finger, Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Understood, sir. I'll give you everything I got. Just you wait and see. Bender and Judge Gavel set me on a new path in life. Rare footage of a raise. In this economy? A path on which I will face down every contradiction that the law has to present. A path at whose end lies the ultimate truth. But, can I really do this? I need to give it some serious thought. It certainly won't be easy. Nonetheless... Mr. Edgeworth, there's another reason I was never truly alone during my long struggle against Chairman Winner. Someone else was with me. Someone other than the goddess.
Of course! Sean!
This clipping gave me more courage than words can express. Simply having it near gave me hope. When we feel that we are not alone, we can keep going, no matter how hard the road ahead. So that was your secret weapon all along. The strength of your bond with your son. The strength of my bonds.
Oh! I almost forgot!
What? What is it?
I was trying to find other members for my Yatagarasi team, right?
I do vaguely remember something about that.
I never even found a single one. We're gonna be unstoppable in our quest to steal the truth. Steal the truth, bleh.
So much for that little pipe dream.
You know, I was curious to see how much Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright costs now. It's $120. Oh, geez. Oh, wow. They should do a remake of that. But then again, they'd probably have to do a Professor Layton collection too.
You're kidding, right? You already have a team. A team that can solve any case the world cares to throw at it. Eustace should join her Yatagarasu team. So true. Also, very based username. Eustace is my god and savior. Very based. Eustace is my son. I love him so much. Huh, yeah, I guess I do. The prosecutor, the detective, and the great thief. Between the three of us, we can hunt down the truth, put it in handcuffs, and steal it once and for all. Can't help feeling a little sorry for the truth in that case. I love that game. Maybe I should put it on eBay. Yeah, you can always emulate it. I say that. I sometimes think to myself, I'm like, should I sell my copies of .hack? I can just emulate it. But I'm like, no, it means too much to me. I can't. As long as the three of us stick together, we've got nothing to fear. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed. Nothing at all. My father followed his own path, right to the end. And now, I follow a path of my own making too. But not alone. I have some colorful companions to help me. As long as they're beside me, I won't lose my way. Don't lose your way. It's a new path and a new way. And I'll be walking it as a prosecutor, not an attorney. My father's path and mine are different. But they're not as separate as they may seem. And though the routes differ, the destination is the same. Because of course, both end at the truth. Yay! Yippee! Woohoo! We did it! Yeah, 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 yeah! Yippee! Okay, hold on. Is there like a... I remember, I think Apollo Justice had something for... kind of congratulation art. Not really. Maybe it's in... Character Compendium? Let's see. Let's take a look. I want something up while I'm doing this. Do they not have the promotional art in this? Oh, maybe it's documentation. Yeah, we'll put this one up, or maybe this one. Yeah, because that shows kind of all the characters. Alright! So wow, that was Miles Edgeworth Investigations 2. What a game! What a game! This was really well done. Like, this might be my favorite? I don't know. I'd have to go replay the original trilogy, but this might be my favorite Ace Attorney game. A lot of love and care was put in the game, yeah. There's a lot of references to like the previous Ace Attorney games, but they did it in a way that wasn't just, ha, did you get the reference? It felt like a natural kind of continuation from everything. It spun such a well-written story in that like everything was connected. Like all of the characters were connected. A lot of characters were understandable, and like the characters could all relate to each other because they had parts about them that they could understand. And like the character developments of people, especially Eustace. I loved Eustace's character development. I do wish that we saw a bit more of him at the end there. I really wanted to see more of a confrontation, like some sort of show-uppance to show how much he grew to Excelsius. But I loved him a lot. It didn't help that we came into this after Apollo Justice, which was, yeah, Apollo Justice... It's very funny, because I think Apollo Justice was my least favorite of the Ace Attorney games, and then I jumped into this, which I think has become my most favorite Ace Attorney game. I still find it so funny that we were wondering why Apollo is so disliked, and then we figured it out an hour later. Yeah, I think it would have been nice to have a little more payoff for Eustace's arc, but it's fine as it is, too. Yeah. He had a lot of really cool moments for this last chapter. It was just very early on in the chapter that we got to see that. I wish he kind of showed up more near the end. Apollo Justice was my first one, ironically. I think Apollo is good on its own. Yeah, I don't know. I have some issues with it. Mostly coming off of Serenade. It just probably the weakest in the series. Yeah, definitely. Like, I don't hate it. I don't want anyone to think that I hate Apollo Justice. It's just, it was a little disappointing for some parts. But this was just, I was constantly amazed with this game. The problem with Apollo is good on its own is that Apollo is never on its own. But yeah, this was really good. I love the entire cast. I liked that we had a bunch of reoccurring characters from the Ace Attorney series showing up. I liked that everything was connected. We got more shit that was connected with like him with his dad, Gregory. We even had Francisca show up and we got to see some nice interactions between her and like the whole reference with like Von Karma. And a lot of this game is very much, I want to say the overarching theme of this game is like blood does not define you. It's what you make of it. Because we saw that, like, a lot of these characters, I like, it can be hard to say, it can be hard to put that message in a piece of media. Like, for example, Mad Father. Mad Father did, like, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and it pissed me off. But with this, you saw, like, a bunch of characters that, like, had a parental figure that they either wound up following in their steps or diverging from them. And like Edgeworth is an excellent like middle point because the entire game is his what's the word? His like standstill. Like he's unable to decide where he wants to go or not. And he sees like characters that followed in their dad's footsteps to a T and recreated everything that they did despite hating them. And then he also saw characters like Eustace that go against what their parent did. And then you see ones that, you know, kind of do go with what their parent did, but like in a good way and stuff. And it felt like that was kind of the overarching focal point of this is like learning from the past, learning from the people that were in your shoes before, and like whether you're going to repeat those mistakes or learn from them, I think. Not only is half the game about Phoenix Wright, the good parts of the game are about Phoenix Wright and Apollo Justice. The non-Wright heavy cases suck. Eustace. They should make a game for just Godot. I love his character. I don't know how they'd be able to handle Godot, to be honest. Because he kind of just showed up in that one game and for very specific reasons. So I don't know how they'd be able to handle that. But I do like Godot. Me too. He's my god and savior. Yeah, Eustace has quickly... Yeah, I really want Eustace to appear in a later, like, Ace Attorney game. Like, earlier I was asking, like, do they reference the investigation games? Like, the later Phoenix Wright games? And partially that was because I'm like, can I have some copium that the characters from this game might appear in, like, a future Ace Attorney game? Because... My number one that I want to see is Eustace, cause I want to see him prosper. Best way to put it is you can't live under someone else's shadow. That's true. I have played Apollo Justice, but I haven't played Dual Destiny or Spirit of Justice yet. So next up will be Dual Destiny, I think, right? That comes after Apollo Justice, right? So we will be doing Dual Destiny soon. We will be taking a short break in between this. It's kind of like what I do with Mega Man. Whenever we beat a Mega Man game, we take a short break to play another game. So we will be playing I almost said a Hat in Time. In Stars and Time next. And whenever we beat another game, probably Mega Man, we'll probably start Dual Destinies after that. Yeah, I feel like it'd be a waste to not bring back Eustace when we expect him to come back as his own as a prosecutor. Yeah, it would be really fun to have him for at least one case as a prosecutor. I want to see him actually prosecute. Apollo is actually based off Eustace, design-wise. Oh, really? Hold on. Yeah, let me take a look at that. Where is he? Eustace. I like the design sheet. He looks a lot more confident in his beta design. Oh, wow. Looking like a shonen character here. I think that's the character. Is that the character for Ken? Like, probably Tensai Tengoku, something like that. I don't remember. Oh, jeez. That's so different. Oh, yeah! Apollo! There he is! That's just Apollo! Oh my god. Wow. I love A Hat in Time. Yeah, I love A Hat in Time too. But instead of Hat in Time, we will be doing In Stars in Time. I hope they keep his charm. I want him to still be a little bit dumb. Yeah, he's the prosecutor that's doing his best. I want to see that. Just earnestly doing his best. Amen. It'd be weird if he doesn't keep a bit of his silly. Yeah, he's like a clumsy prosecutor that tries his best. That would be cute. That doesn't sound right. Ace Attorney Investigations 1 came out after Apollo Justice, let alone Ace Attorney 1 2. Exactly. I can't imagine him being serious. Wasn't they designed before it, though? It takes years to make a game. Yeah, I have no idea. You never know with game development.